Heebie-jeebies, yes, we use those.
That's hideous. Hello.
Hello.
Get out.
You're not my supervisor.
You don't have one because you're a bum.
Well, if only you knew how to push to talk.
I do know how to push to talk.
I love in down Periscope. He goes, "You're addressing a superior officer." No, merely a higher ranking one.
Yeah,
R
it's
R.
such a good roast.
It's such a good
Uh-huh.
movie though too.
Oh yeah, it is. God, I haven't seen that in forever.
So can you hear me now?
My dad's got it on DVDs. Every once in a while, we'll watch that. We watched half of *Romancing the Stone* yesterday.
Oh.
Talk about a flash in the wow. Danny DeVito had dark hair. He was like in 30.
He did not.
I was like, "Look, Sophie, the main character is Chandler's dad from Friends. It's Kathleen Turner, remember?
Can
He
you guys?
had
Can
a
you
sex
guys?
change and he had a club in Vegas called Viva Las Vegas.
Can you guys? Can you guys hear? Can you guys hear me?
Because Kathleen Turner was the dad, and I want to say, who was the mom? I can't remember her name. I can see the face.
Can you hear me?
No,
We can hear you now.
Interesting. Very interesting. Alrighty. Everyone's here. Everyone's logged in. It is 6:59. Holy cow. Alright, why don't we go ahead and get started then? So we will start off. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna go into the bonus questions first, then we'll do a recap, and then we'll start. So everyone go ahead and roll me a 20-sider.
Half of my 36 is 18.
Yay, no duplicates. Alright, Glizzik, you're up first. Go ahead and roll me a 1d19.
I have
11. Alright, Glizzik, you have 1 minute to tell me why Kruger was exiled from his tribe.
They don't let slaves in his tribe. I don't know why he was initially exiled from the tribe. I know he was put into slavery at some point, but I don't know why.
Alrighty, that's a 0-pointer. Way to go, Kruger, sharing your backstory.
I thought I shared that portion.
I thought you
You
did
don't
too, but
It was like in one of the first sessions.
Yeah, it was super early on.
Glizzik lives in the moment. What happened
All right.
yesterday?
In that case, Raz, you may roll 1d18.
Suspiciously quiet.
I know.
What you talking about?
All right, Razvir, you have 1 minute to tell me what was the name of session 36.
session?
Yep.
Supposed to be recording these things?
I'm gonna have to hard pass on that one. I don't know what the name of the last session was, and that just popped up in front of me.
We're on 51.
Alrighty, that's 0 for 2.
Oh, I will never get that answer correct if it's given to me.
That one's going to be at the end of the
Stack
campaign.
questions.
Alright, Zakara, go ahead and roll me a 1d17.
Is it the light and how to swing it?
It is not. Alright, Zakara, you have 1 minute to tell me the name of the first dragon, not dragon turtle, the party fought. I need some Jeopardy music.
Not Goblin.
I mean, we only fought one, right? Vandahar?
That is correct.
He was trying to trick you. You see that?
Well, I put that in there, and I don't know how, when it'll come up, so you never know. All right, Kruga, dead ass last, of course. Roll me a 1d16.
Son, thanks for keeping us from getting blank this week.
Wow, you guys are hitting these same numbers over and over. So when I put new ones in them, you keep hitting them. All right, Kruga, you have 1 minute to tell me the name one of Zakara's siblings who were captured and held prisoner by Vandahar.
Let's see. Makey? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
That is correct. If you can name the other two, I'll give you half a point bonus.
I don't think I can.
All right.
Wait. No, Hasley is the dumb white cat. And Zothan is the one that got away. Nope.
All righty. So Kruga and Zakara stopped the party from being wiped blanked.
Hey, a 2-2 record is an even record. That's not a losing record. I'm just saying.
Didn't say it was. All right, you got 20.5 points to spend if you wish.
And this
Review
is
your
51, so we're
choices.
odd.
Well, you're always odd, Naughty.
Well, you're welcome.
Yeah, we're level 9 now, so we're in the next level
Of everything.
yeah. You don't need anything special besides like crafting in order to make talismans, right?
You need magical crafting.
The craft magic item.
But yeah, they are a magic item. Just like potions.
I don't think we can go wrong with our usual +1 hero point to everyone. Maybe consider the new tier of alchemical item, even though there's a good chance I might get things I can't quite reverse engineer yet. But there's
It's only even items, or that's only even sessions.
yeah, for next time, I guess. Other than that, I guess an extra hero point each can't hurt, but nothing else here is really speaking to me.
You don't want folly pops?
That's even.
Yeah, I know.
Stop trying to trick us.
How about a new broker? Galgrim
Just missed it.
Galgrim says you only have 2. You need at least 4 more.
You spelled breaker wrong. We get a new breaker.
Yeah, even session doesn't have much to choose from. I'm gonna probably need to add something next week. Something cool, just so you can see it, but not be able to get it.
So I feel about odd. We got potions and talismans pretty much as a choice. Sakara, do you want to try and do talismans just so you can try and craft something if we have downtime eventually? We're just sitting on 20 points.
I mean, I wouldn't mind getting one of the lower ones.
Don't go too low. I go at least a 5-pointer because that'll get you 6 to 8 at least. There's not too many things that are 1 to 3. You know what I mean?
Well, there's some that are like 3 to 5. I figure if it's a lower level and it's a good one, then people can actually do it instead of waiting for the money for it.
Well, and they'll be cheap if you get lower too. That's a consideration, you know. So you can do several of them.
Because right now, basically the talismans I have are what we found, and then maybe one other.
I'm swinging okay with the healing potions for the formula that I have, so I'm not even worried about it. Because that's just healing potions, not all potions, right? Zargan?
Correct. Healing potions only. Random potions is everything else.
You pick. We get at least 2 or 3 points a session, basically, which covers the +1 hero and then some. We just build up.
Just the hero points, or are you guys going with something else?
Yeah, I'm good with just the hero point this time, unless somebody else wants something else, but I'm good.
I'm fine if someone wants to pick up some talismans.
Me too. But I agree, hero point would be nice as well too. Hey, Zargan?
Yes.
For spells, I see the wall, but I don't see the other one. I just see everything that's heightened. Am I missing an extra one?
No, I think now that I think about it, after you took a day or two to respond to me, I don't think I ever gave it to you.
Ah, okay. I'm not crazy then.
Which one was it? Cone?
Code of truth. Code
No,
of silence.
that's Candle of Truth, I believe.
Code of silence.
Someone's at the door. I got AFK.
Yeah, sure. You did.
You get the little magical cone appears around their neck like the dog when they go to the vet. Code of silence.
All right, so nothing else on the list. Going once.
I was trying to find what level was one of the ones I was interested in, but I can't.
Why can you not?
What were you interested in?
Was a talisman for cloaks.
You sure it's a talisman? It might be.
Oh, it was a rune, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it might be one of those new runes.
Okay.
What are you talking about, Glizzic? I see it on your spell list on your character sheet.
I know.
I
It
will.
just says news.
I'll pass on talismans for now. So hero point.
All right.
Nice, and you memorized it for me too. Excellent.
Yeah, sometimes it does that. All right, just the hero points. Knocks back down to 19 points.
9.5.
Yep. Go ahead and give yourselves each 2 hero points. And who would like to do a recap? Might want to wait till Raz is back.
Sorry, you put up a no soliciting sign, and apparently everybody thinks that applies to everyone but them.
They just ignore the first word. That's all. Soliciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
when they
choose.
when they ring the doorbell, it's just the sound of a shotgun.
Well, tell Chibi to put her clothes back on and get off the corner. No soliciting.
You hear 3PO. Master Luke, you're standing on.
Exactly. All right, so
All right,
who would like to do a recap before I roll random?
Well, we started the fight mid-dragon fight for the session. And we had some luck with some 20s, both on Kruga and on Sakara's part, that ended up not dying and then killing Dragon. At which point we started harvesting corpse. We went exploring, looking for some slaves. We took the right tunnel first, though, so we didn't find the slaves right away. We found Sakara's other sibling lying on a pile of treasure that we grabbed and put in the sacks as quickly as we could. Took all the cat folk and the goblins that we did find with us. When we went to the left side, we found some goblins. And then I said to the goblins, go find whatever stuff you can in the hobgoblins' tents. We're going to take that with us. And they not only raided the tents, but they started slaughtering and eating the horses.
Mm-hmm. Then the party went into the big tent, kind of sat down, identified a few things, and then called it a night.
Anything I missed?
You had the goblin stand watch.
I don't know about standing watch.
On the walls.
We put them on the wall.
Yes.
But some of them were facing inwards rather than outwards. But
Well, they were watching.
Watch each other pick their nose.
Yeah, no, and when someone got a good one, they were very jealous.
I'm guarding him, but you're guarding the guard.
Exactly.
Stay
Where you
in
going?
this room and don't leave.
We're coming with you. All right, so you guys passed the night. Let me go ahead and flip the thing so people can get new spells. I don't remember if I did it last time or not.
As check marks. Okay,
There's
for
your
staff,
overnight rest.
I get 5 for staff now because we can cast level 5 spells, so I need to use a level 1 to make it an even 6.
That would be true.
So extra charges level.
I may mark 1 day of progress towards my next familiar, right?
Not yet. This would be day 1.
Right. 1 day. Is it full 24-hour blocks or long rests? I don't remember.
I don't know. I don't think it
Literally never come
specifies.
up. I think it just says 7 days when we find out.
You guys can go ahead and do your morning prep after you've leveled up. You feel a little stronger than you did the day before, ever since killing that dragon.
It's even worse than that. You may spend a week of downtime to replace it at no cost.
Oh, nice. What the hell? You just did like 6 months of downtime.
So I could backlog 7 of those days, right?
No.
Retroactive. Oh. Nope,
Nope,
no snakes for the
sorry.
foreseeable future.
There's no time for well served. All right, let me know when you have your spells ready, Glizik and Kruga. And Raz, when you have your alchemy stuff ready.
That's right. I get an extra reagent now.
Yep, every level. At level 10, if you raise your intelligence up another point, you'll get an extra one there too.
Like I'm not gonna raise my primary.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying. Because the minute I decide I think I know what you guys are going to do, you will do the opposite.
Oh, that's right. We got the new elixirs of life. This would be.
Yep, the moderates.
Les moderates. I don't think it's called. Is it called numbing elixir? I thought it was numbing.
It's in there.
Numbing tonic is what it's called.
Yeah.
Nummy tonic. Num 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 num.
Nummy tonic.
Six cantrips or something.
No, sir. You're going to get 5, you cheater.
Yeah, I don't know. Acid splash was selected for some reason. I haven't had that in forever. It says acid
I
splash.
probably because I'm probably updated it since you're now 9th level. Cantrips, some cantrips get more powerful.
Yeah, it height.
And I think acid splash is one of those one that doesn't get powerful per level. Just every so many levels it goes up, so it's not automatic.
Every 2 essentially. Well, it does persistent on crits is the issue.
Yep. I don't think it's every 2. I think it's like 3rd and then 6th or something. It's not like it's not a standard progression.
Well, the first year I saw we're at 3, 5, 7,
Really?
9. Yeah, then it stops at 9. 3, 5, 7, 9.
It should.
But it's not every single level.
Yeah, but if it's +2, it should. Well, I don't know. I think the +2 ones are auto, but maybe not.
Okay, this should be it.
You got your spells ready, Sakara?
Just about.
All right.
I think I'm good. That Ray of Frost is looking nice. 5d4 plus 4. I'm good.
All right. There's one. Monk better hurry up as well.
I said that I was done a while ago.
I didn't hear it. I don't think you actually said that, Kruger.
It isn't like I need to change anything.
You pick what spells you're memorizing, or what alchemical concoctions you are concocting.
Well, at least I can see my focus spells.
It's all of them and all of them.
There. Take note of what you got. Everyone's got a elixir of life, and then the rest of it's kind of scattered about you. I assume Zakaro will use the wyvern poison right away, which is why they're already used.
Yes.
No dark vision, huh?
Not today. I would only be using one of them, so I might
Yeah.
as well just use a quick alchemy for it if I need it. Since the
Yeah,
snake's
but what
gone.
what about that there? Oh, I'm sorry, Venkman.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everyone's morning prep is done. You guys get up, do your, you guys prepare. Glizzy prepares his spells. Rads mixes up some strange concoctions. Picking up dirt, mold, whatever fungus he can find laying around, mixing with it. Kruger does 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, a bunch of those thrust things where you drop down and back up, whatever the heck those football things are, crunches or something.
Burpees.
I don't know. Zakara practices sneaking around.
You forgot the 10-kilometer run.
He did that before he got up. What are you talking about?
Up the hill behind us.
Both ways. In the snow.
What they don't tell you is he actually went up the hill twice. He just falls off and come back down.
The Kruger went over
We're
the
smarter,
mountain.
not harder.
Kruger went over the mountain.
He didn't fall off. He jumped off. With his awesome athletics.
Well, he doesn't have to obey gravity because he never studied law.
Exactly.
Hmm.
All right. You guys gather your stuff, eating some breakfast. You notice you're a few goblins short.
These are all short weeks.
As you get ready to leave and they kind of come over and line up, you have 5 goblins left.
But the rest of them eat each other or something?
They left.
We got names on these 5 goblins? Hero goblin?
Not yet. I figured that would be up to the goblin namer.
Well, they have names. They're not
Do they
baby.
though?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If somebody would like to name the goblins, Jesus, you're more than welcome to come up with names.
Well, obviously you have to have Boblin.
Meplin. See, it's about.
And then there's Paslin and Wordlin.
Well,
And
then we
then
need
just
one
Lynn.
more.
Just Lynn.
Lynn.
L-I-N.
All right, we got 5. We got 5 names. See how long they last. I mean, you guys as followers don't long last. Don't long last. Wow. I am like not speaking correctly tonight.
Well, we can have some semi-fresh dragon meat for breakfast over that fire pit.
Exotic.
We didn't eat all of it, I'm sure.
I mean, it
No.
like it spits acid, so it's naturally tenderizing the meat overnight.
It does not
Fall right
spit
off the
acid. It does
bones.
not spit acid.
It's not acid. It's poison. So it's just marinated.
It's poison gas.
Okay, fine. It's
Totally fine.
Let it marinate.
If you look in the party sheet inventory, there's the dragon blood, the dragon head, and some dragon hide put in there.
Prepare this head. Ooh.
Is green dragon blood's as valuable as the dragon turtle blood.
Does anybody have room for some fishing tackle, which is 1 bulk?
Why?
Because then I'll be able to carry the dragon head without being encumbered.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Kruger wants help carrying something? Mister, I carry everything.
I carry
have-
what I want to carry.
I have 0.8 before I get penalized.
I can put it in my bag of holding.
Good. We can go fishing whenever we need to. It's just fishing tackle and adventurer's gear.
It's not like you needed to actually do any fishing. You like wrestled a dragon turtle. I don't think you're topping that with a fishing pole.
I got rid of the lollipop stick. I threw it in the fire because there's nothing left of it.
Yep.
Just a
All right.
culture.
All right, Kruger, where's your fishing supplies? Fishing tackle.
What would we have to do to prepare said head and dragon hide?
Take time. Like do a like a day of crafting on it.
Not something you can do in the saddle, I assume.
No.
But if we stopped for like a day at like, Jethur, we could do that.
If you want to stay there a day, yeah.
Here. But yeah, once we get back to Zakara's place, I was thinking we'd take a day anyway. Let people do like little odd projects here and there.
Is there anybody that's like drained that has to rest it off or something?
No, dragons don't usually have things like that unless you die.
I want to
Everyone-
know where the hobgoblins went.
Anybody have that dead status that we need to get off?
I'm
Nope.
dead. Sleep it off.
As you guys are packing up, getting ready, Glizzic, you even noticed that Maeve is seemingly alive again.
Hey, buddy.
Hello.
Slow head butt. I gotta say that lightning bolt was very impressive. You did grave damage to the dragon that we killed, and we couldn't have done it without you.
Lightning bolt? Dragon? What are you talking about?
Yeah, when you decided to go and zap the sucker yesterday.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Did she look like she knows what she's saying, or is she just?
She's
kinda
a skull.
saying
You really
yelling?
can't see much facial expressions.
She's always smiling, that Maeve. That's why I love her so much. Never a frown.
What is this, Coco?
All right, you guys are about. If you maintain your normal pace, you'll be back at the Cat Village, Jatham, in about a half a day.
I want to figure out what happened to the hobgoblins, where the fuck they went.
Yeah, like a freaking several dozen of them ran off. I'm sure they left a
Oh,
trail
more
somewhere.
than well, maybe.
Well,
If people would like to look for tracks, you're more than welcome to make me some survival checks.
These things
goblin tracks. They're hobgoblin tracks. They're goblin tracks. They're hobgoblin tracks. They were still arguing when the train hit them. Did you say survival that none of us have?
I have
That
survival.
that is tracking.
Oops. I'm looking on Nether's list. I'm just gonna close Nether's sheet. We're not gonna need that today.
Probably not.
I'm just looking at it and I get sad.
There's tracks everywhere inside these walls.
Can everyone roll?
Everyone can roll.
I'm not trained
Wait.
in it, so I'm not even gonna try.
Does
I don't
Vakara not have survival?
Of course she
Gallagher
does.
was our survival person,
Not only am I not trained, I have a -1 in it.
just because it's wisdom based.
Yeah.
Way to be dumb.
Wow. Talking about your shaman like that.
I don't have a lot of inhibition when it comes to stuff.
All right.
How can I use a hero point?
If you really want to, yeah.
Great chance for improvement. Go for
That one, go.
it. 3.
Hope you don't get into any fights tonight.
Like with the hobgoblins you're looking
Yeah.
for.
You should get into a fight tonight. I'd like to use these blight bombs on something that's probably not immune to it.
When you're going to a village of cats, just throw it at them.
There's one cat in particular that
Just
probably
give
needs
one
that.
to a cat, and you know they're gonna play with it until they break it. So, all right. So Zakara and Kruger go outside the walls and start looking. They split up. Raz stays inside. He ain't doing this shit. Glizzik starts looking around, and the goblins are helping Glizzik. So Glizzik like, oh, there's a print, and then he realizes the goblin just made it.
We're
So
just going in a circle around.
basically,
following
yes,
ourselves.
yes. So they don't find Jack. Kruger
No, we
and
find many tracks.
Yep.
Just our own.
but they don't leave, so they're here somewhere. They're hiding.
Spinning around.
And Kruger and Zakara go outside. You find a few tracks, like something jumped off the wall. So you find like where they land because it's a deeper track, and then they run off towards the woods, and by the time you get to the woods, you've lost the tracks.
If only we had a bear to sniff them out.
Or a dwarf.
While they're off doing their thing, because Zakara's siblings are still here. They're like waiting for us to go back, right?
Yes.
Like they didn't take off into the woods by themselves.
They didn't know. No, they did that once. They probably won't be doing that again for a while.
I'd like to chat with them while everyone's out doing their thing, pass the time a little bit.
Sure.
How many catfolk slaves are left?
Just her siblings.
Oh, I thought there were other cat.
There were.
They're
The dragon
dead.
killed them when it breathed on you guys.
Yeah, they weren't quite as.
And
fun.
nobody
Along with
saved
the-
them.
Exactly, along with the other freaking goblins that they brought out.
Listen, there's
And then we
one
just had
cat-
one more sibling inside.
There's one cat in particular I actually give a shit about.
Hasley?
And-
I thought you meant Zakara. I was like, oh.
Let's see. I want to. First off, I'm checking my.
It's Dancer, isn't it?
Scroll. It's Dancer. Fresh cut grass. Can't forget pussy. Let's see. I wanted to see how long this lasts. For the
What
rest
are
of
you
the day.
doing?
Okay. I would like to first switch my diplomat's badge to catfolk. For the first time.
Okay.
case I need
I
it
could
as
say
well.
you. Yep. Okay.
I just want to spend the time chatting with the siblings, basically while they're out doing things, getting to basically checking in on them at first, seeing if their wounds are all right, if they're anything worth treating, and kind of casually lean more into talking more about how things are back in their village. Specifically, there seems to be some scrumptious relations between our local cat folk who led us here and the cat folk back in the village. I'm gonna try to do a little information gathering because it seems Zakara is a little apprehensive to tell us some stuff, and it might be good to know this stuff if I want to fuck with her sister later.
You
Mainly,
want to do what to her sister later?
not that kind of fuck.
I was starting to type it in chat, Sargans.
Basically, just trying to cozy up to them, figure out what's going on. Here.
Okay. They're still abused, bruised up. The couple that were wounded still bears a little bit of wounds. Not a big deal. You can heal the wounds, but it's going to take several days of, actual nourishing food and rest for them to regain. They would be basically drained.
Roll for bedside manner.
Nope.
The wounds of war can be healed but not forgotten.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know if there'd be like any sort of information gathering role or something on that, but I want to find out like the village's stance on Zakara, ideally.
Okay. Yes, you're going to have to roll me a diplomacy check on that.
Is the DC modified for having saved their lives? I guess that's more on your end.
You don't know that.
Oh shit, should that have been a secret roll?
Nope.
Hey.
Nice, nat 20.
Woo, you did it.
Nice.
I think that might be like one of your few nat 20s on an actual roll.
I get them once in a blue moon.
You
usually
do.
on my cantrip.
Yep. All right. So everyone else is looking for tracks,
Oh,
and
yes.
you're standing here talking with them, and you can see the goblins, including Glizzy, going around in circles. Like they seem to be having a fun time, but they're not finding anything.
They're goblins.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
do what they do. I know enough about them to know that they just kind of do their thing.
But Glizzix is having a good time with his with his greeny goblin pals.
With the greenies, huh?
Yep. Um, they seem they are a bit reserved. They don't want to talk about too much personal stuff. You kind of worm some out of it with your fantastic roll there. They're not sure why, but after Zakara's mother left, everyone started blaming Zakara for her leaving. Especially Hasley, and her and her friends really got on Zazel about it. Because you're saying Zakara and they're calling her Zazel.
Well, I'd say Zazel since I know
Okay.
it's her them.
And then finally, after enough mental and physical abuse, mostly from Hasley and her friends, Zazel and a friend of hers, Ferris, left. And they have not been back until now. It's
They
been
don't call them like fairy or
years.
something.
You know what?
They don't call them like fairy or anything. It's just
They
Ferris.
don't know. You can also tell from talking to them. They appear. If I'm probably I don't have the sheet up. So Zakara, I believe they all appear younger than their older sister.
Miki's a little older, but
Is
yeah.
he okay? I couldn't remember without looking. I didn't feel like pulling out. But I believe Hasley is the eldest, at least of the women folk, and therefore she's the big sister. When you know how older siblings are to younger siblings at times. But it seems Hasley really blamed Zazel for their mother leaving. They don't know why or what, but and really made her life miserable.
I'll poke in on that as well. Kind of question mentioned that thing we ran into Hesley in the way in fact, and she seemed rather vindictive towards Zazel, even threatening to kill her. Is she like that to most people? She
No.
does not seem like a pleasant individual at the least.
I wouldn't say she was pleasant to other people, but she's downright mean to Zazel, and she's not like that with most other people.
I'll finish like dressing the bandage of the current cat folk I'm
Yep.
talking to, and it's a good thing we didn't listen to her then, huh?
Yeah, you gotta be careful. She says all kinds of stuff that may or may not be true sometimes. But for us, if you don't listen to her and at least pretend to do what she says, she will just pound on you.
An interesting stance for someone in her position.
Her being in the guard is a good spot for her. She's she's very physical.
Yeah, we may have been able to use it out here.
Physical.
Good for it.
And that's when Kruger and Zakara come back in through the open gates.
Did somebody say physical?
No, no one did.
Oh, they said Kruger's mating call. Doesn't matter what language it's in. He'll come a running. Right.
All right, what would you guys like to do? The day is yours. Secret questions have been asked.
Secret squirrel. Well,
Do you want to leave a note for the hobgoblins in the case they come back?
Yes, leave a note for me. Let them know that this is my camp and they are not to harm the cat folk in the nearby village anymore. But other than that, they can carry on operations as normal.
chat for me writing that down.
Yep. Okay, you put it right on the leader's tent.
Yep. I didn't have any paper and ink, but this worked.
It's
We
pretty
own
crude, but
We're going
it
old
works.
school. The world's first pencil.
If only you had some chalk.
I have chalk, but it doesn't do so good on 10.
I thought Thag used it all and maybe ate it all.
No, I started with 10 pieces. I still have 7 left.
Oh, okay.
I also have chalk. I'm sure we could cobble together some chalk.
All right. Lizzie takes Kruger's dictation, puts it on the tent, in Goblin, of course.
So they can read it, yep.
What's next?
We're heading back to Catfolk home, right? So we can get these folks back somewhere where they probably want to be.
I let everybody know that I consulted the bones this morning, and it should be a pretty day out. So easy travel. And I don't know, there might be something nice at the end of the day for us.
The Dragon Mate will return.
That would be nice.
Dragon's got some revenge to put stow upon me for throwing a mated pair of white dragons at him.
I mean, get more dragon materials, yeah.
I just want to kill off Zakara's family for her.
Starting with the white one.
Wow, so racist.
I'm sorry, you haven't noticed that yet. Maybe I have to up this game.
All right. Anything else you wish to do in the abandoned Hobgoblin camp before you guys head back to Jatham?
No, not particularly. Without all the hobgoblins, it's pretty dead here.
Well, there are some dead hobgoblins here, yes.
And one dead dragon.
That
I
is
imagine-
more considered parts of a dead dragon, sure.
I was gonna say, I bet no matter how good we were at it, it's more of a carcass. Like
It is
hollowed out
definitely
carcass at this point.
it is a carcass.
Goblins are like piranhas, man. Leave a dragon body out here overnight and it's just stripped by morning.
Well, they ate the horses because they prefer horse flesh. If if they were staying here for a while, they would eat dragon.
You say they have preferences, like a goblin literally wouldn't eat anything you put in front of them.
Hey,
If they have a choice.
Be back.
They'd eat them both.
twice on Sunday.
I've seen those. Nothing but little sharp teeth. They love the. I'm pretty sure they'd eat any meat you put in front of them. Was that a lich?
Doesn't have to be
Probably
meat.
Probably not a bad idea, or probably not a good idea, but they'll do it.
They'll gnaw on
Words
about
for
anything.
witch Knowles. Look at the bones, boys. Get the bones.
There's goodies inside. You got to crack them open.
Monsters. Nom nom.
On the way back, I do want to talk to Kelra.
Okay. What are you talking in your personal cat language or just in common?
I'll talk in a Murrin.
Okay. Just wanted to check, see whether
say
people
Perrin?
whether other people can listen in.
It's called Purin?
No.
Oh, I thought that's what you said.
A Murrin.
Oh, well, close enough.
Yeah. No, the actual language is called meow. And every word they say is meow, but it means something different depends on how you say it.
It's the kitty version of I am Groot.
Well, actually, I was thinking more of Boinga, but yeah,
There's about 20 different tones.
yep. And facial expressions and whiskers moving through a certain way, and yep,
Knew it. They're just big Pokemon.
they are.
I'm back.
You got to catch them all. All right, you guys start walking back, and Zakara kind of hangs back a little bit with one of her siblings, and they start talking in some strange language back and forth. Meow, meow, meow.
You said that the one who was speaking in Father's head was Mother?
That's what he said. He said it sounded like her.
Did she say anything like where she was or what she was doing?
I don't know. Father didn't say much more than that, other than where you were and that you were okay. That's all he told us.
So it was just the one time?
As far as I know. You really should ask Father about this. I mean, he's not mad at you. He doesn't blame you like Cassidy does. I know at first he may have, but he got over that a long time ago.
I'll try talking to him when we get back.
That would probably be best.
Maybe you should talk to him in his head.
The next thing you know, Zakara grabs her sibling, puts her in a headlock, and starts cleaning her ear with her tongue. You need to clean yourself better, because we all know the older cat, the bigger cat, always does that. Is that all you would like to discuss on the way back? Or is there more? My cat just meowed, so I think he wants to join in.
Oh, I will ask her. How is Nemia doing?
I hate you. Should have known you would do this to me.
David, when you got up, one of the other the cats was named Kelra, Kelrah, I think.
Yes.
Kelra.
Oh, she's doing good. Did you know? She speaks with animals now.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it's just I don't know exactly when it happened, but she said something about running into some dwarf in the woods. And he said she was a druish or a drew or something. I don't know. And he taught her how to speak with animals, and she can speak with some of them now.
A Drew.
Did this happen? When did that happen?
Oh, I don't know. Time kind of blurs together.
What
A
are you,
while
an elf?
ago, like maybe a year, maybe.
That'd be before we met the dwarf.
Because you've been gone like what, 8 years, 9 years?
A while.
No, okay, I see. Never mind. I see the other column. You've been gone quite a while. Yeah, it's been like a couple years.
Well, it's good to hear that she's doing well. And
Yeah, she doesn't live at home anymore. She comes and goes. She lives out in the woods sometimes. Not over this direction though. She lives the farther north and to the west, I believe.
interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was weird that some dwarf would teach her how to speak with animals, and that seems weird for a dwarf. But I don't know much about the world. You know, we don't leave the village. I think you're the first one in the family that has left the village, like long term or anything.
Oh, besides Mother, you mean?
Well, yeah, but so far you came back.
I actually know a dwarf who is a druid.
A druid? What's that?
Someone who can
A
talk to
druid.
animals.
Oh, really? That just seems weird. Don't they like live in caves and underground and eat mushrooms or something?
You would think so. Most of them are like that. This one's a little strange, though.
Well, I would think so.
But as far as I know, there's not too many of those strange ones, so it might even be the same one that Emiya met.
That would be interesting. What was the one's name that you met?
He said his name was Galgrim.
Oh, okay. I don't know what the one that she met what name was. I was just curious. It'd be nice to talk with animals like birds and stuff. Tell them like shut up when it's like early morning and they're chirping.
It wouldn't work. Birds are assholes.
Could also learn to use a bow for that.
Oh, she kind of whips out her claws. I kind of prefer to use these, but I don't want to necessarily kill them all the time. But sometimes they're just tasty. Especially those big black ones. Oh, I don't mean like you. I meant the big like what craws or crees or crows. I don't know, something like that. All they do is sit up. All they do is sit up there and go and look at you all the time like they're better than you.
I think I know which ones you mean.
Yeah, they're real pains in the butt. They're loud. They chase the other birds away and like the nice looking ones. So how'd you fall in with these people? I mean, I think that one's a gnome. She points at Raz. All of them are goblins, I've learned. I think the blue one's a goblin. They look pretty similar, but he's blue and they're green. And that one's not a hobgoblin. Is he a troll? Points at Kruga.
He's an orc.
Or I hear they pillage and plunder and kill.
They do.
Everyone that's not them.
Well,
He's not going to sell us, is he?
I don't think so. He's a bit more selective with his targets.
Okay.
But I'll just continue talking with her, and I'll tell her how we met up doing a job and some other things.
All right. The 4 hours pass. Little slow for you guys walking on the road, little chatting. Zakara seems to be catching up with her siblings the whole way back. So it goes fast for you, says Zakara. Lizik spends most of his time herding cats. I mean goblins, because they see something, they just go running off in the woods. Lizik has to go and fetch them.
And I might have to use the rope of climbing just to tie them together.
You might.
Bunch of leeches.
You are now a goblin sitter, kind of like a babysitter, but much worse.
New archetype, Goblin Wrangler.
There you go.
It's like Beastmaster, but replace the animal with goblins.
Yeah, except the goblins are not useful at all.
The 5 goblins form Volt Goblin.
Yeah, but their only power is to consume mass quantities of food.
Does anyone else have Fable's camera to stop?
I just figured he was pretending he was invisible, just like Drax.
I'm eating.
Wow.
No, you don't look like you're eating. Look like you're like,
I'm doing that in between bites.
Photosynthesis.
There you go. All right. Take you guys your half a day. About noon, you come back towards the village as Glizik predicted, or the bones told him. It is a nice summer's day, kind of fallish.
You couldn't trust those bones.
It's probably in the high 70s. A nice breeze through the trees. It's a nice warm day out. You guys kind of enjoy your walk back. As you guys approach the village, you start seeing, cat folk around. They kind of stop, stare at you, point. A few of them still point because you are goblins, an orc, and a gnome.
Carrying a dragon head on his back.
And pretty much so, yes. And you have a bunch of dragon hide wrapped up, tied to your backpack.
How long does it take to get from the hobgoblin camp to here? Like half a day, you said?
4 hours. Yep.
4 hours.
Was something you particularly wanted to do during those 4 hours?
No, I was just curious how long it
Okay.
took us. Cause,
Goblin song with all 6 of us, actually.
Oh my God.
The entire 4 hours. Yeah. We
99 bottles of beer on the wall. 99 bottles of beer.
Baby shark do do do.
There you go. That's my
Flurry
more
of
their
bitch
speed.
flaps.
By the time we get back, we have 1 goblin. Which one, I'm not sure yet, but there's 1 left.
They all can only take 1 hit, so...
Exactly. You started swinging and,
Rope and climbing still tied to them, just dragging the best unconscious.
And they have basically the same armor class, so. Alright, as you guys approach the village, a few of the younger ones are like running before you, yelling stuff out in a language most of you do not speak. For you, Zakara, they are yelling, "They're back! They brought them back!" They seem excited. By the time you get back to Zakara's father's, the family home there, the siblings are there, except for the white one. The father's there, and several neighbors and such are not interfering, not like intruding, but they are standing around watching as you guys go into the family plot there, bringing the siblings home. They all kind of, one by one, they run up and hug their dad, and then he kind of motions them to go, motions for them all to go into the house, and motions to you 4 to join him on the porch, where he has set up, 5 seats, his and then 4 other ones. The goblins start playing in the yard as he kind of dismisses them off there, because there's some balls and balls of string and stuff, normal cat toys. They're old cat toys, not like they're recently used, but they're still there. I believe all the cats are old now. Yeah. He offers you some food and drink if anyone would like some.
Always.
All right. He yells in for one of the children to bring out the food that he had prepared. They bring out some wooden trays with some wooden cups of water, because that's pretty much what they have, and some bread, some fruits, a few vegetables. No meat, of course.
I'm less enthusiastic.
Yeah, because it won't affect the save on your sheet, but when you roll,
Wow.
it should add it.
Okay.
That's what I've noticed on stuff like that. It doesn't change your stats on your sheet, but when you actually click on it, it should pull that modifier in. See,
Yep.
+1.
Yep.
He kind of looks you guys over and mostly speaking to Zakara. I'm sorry, Zakara. You brought them back, and they're alive. I mean, I hoped you would, but I just wasn't sure.
I think we got lucky. There was a whole army of hobgoblins, and then a dragon they were following.
Yeah, what he kind of looks at, like, motions to the dragon skull Kruger left, like, in the yard, the goblins are kind of playing on. I mean, you killed that?
Yeah, we work pretty well together.
You are mighty. I'm sorry, I don't mean to think you don't have skills, but killing a dragon is not something like an everyday thing. That's the story of, like, heroes.
There's a second time for everything.
Tell him you got the last blow. You were the one that killed.
You killed it, Zakara?
I struck it last, but everyone helped.
Not according to my
She's being
DPS
humble.
not according to my DPS monitors. Not everyone helped as much as everyone else.
I don't think I did a single point of damage.
That's just amazing. You have grown so much. Your mother would be so proud if she was here.
Would she?
I think so. There's no reason why she wouldn't.
Well, speaking of mother, Kelra said she spoke to you?
Calra, yeah, I speak to her every day.
Kelra said mother spoke to you?
Oh, that. Um, he kind of hesitates, looks at everyone. I heard her voice in my head. It was weird. I don't know. I don't know if I'm imagining it or what, but she said that you were in Hildford, and that's why I sent the letter there. And I mean, you got the letter, so I don't know if you were there or not, but
Yes, I've been living in Hildfor ever since I went down there after leaving here.
oh, that's a big city. You be careful there. I know you're a big dragon slayer, but I hear those cities are dangerous.
They do have a bit of a vampire problem right now. I wouldn't visit anytime soon.
I don't have any plan to leaving the village, or at least not the forest. You know, I have no reason to.
Did mother say anything else? Like where she was?
No, she did not say, or she didn't say nothing about when she's gonna come home or anything like that.
Is your mother spying on us?
That's a good question.
Is Balthamel your mother?
I really hope not.
No, he looked pretty well, mostly human and male. So
Sure, there's a reincarnation spell somewhere.
it's a ritual, and there is.
Did she only speak to you the one time?
One time that I remember, I've woken up several times thinking I heard her voice, and I'll call out to her sometimes at night, but there's no one there. I might just be my wishful thinking, my old age. I don't know.
Well, there are spells that allow you to speak to someone else.
Oh, I know nothing of these spells. You know that. I'm a simple lumberjack.
Do you think it's the same as the shaman magic that let people respond to you?
The one you use in Hildfor?
Yes.
That sounds like it.
If that is the case, then you would be able to respond to your wife in
Oh,
25 words or less.
he kind of looks at you, Kruga. Are you a spellcaster? How do you know these things?
I listen to things around me. I am no spellcaster.
Okay, I figured you were some kind of a warrior, although I don't see any weapons other than those, pardon my language, but those lame darts you carry.
They're mostly a thing from my training, but I
You
am the
train with
weapon.
darts?
I have, but they are
Okay.
little use to me.
So why do you carry them? I don't mean to pry. I'm sorry. I mean, you're part of Zakara's band. You guys killed a dragon.
Zakar is part of my tribe.
Oh. Oh. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought she was in charge. I thought she was the leader.
No, I'm not the leader.
That does not matter. So what are you gonna do with that dragon head, skull, whatever you call that thing?
It's a trophy. Trophies are
Well,
meant
I
to
would
be
think so.
displayed.
Do you have a hall or something you can put it in? Somewhere to hang it?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. You just gonna carry it around?
Just gonna throw it into the back room of the chapter house or something.
It's not that heavy.
He
Well,
says,
it
"Yeah,
looks
somebody
like
carries
more
fishing tackle."
than I could probably move. Is that goblin supposed to be chewing on that thing? Look over and one of the greenies gnawing on the dragon head.
It can't get through the scale.
He's too low level.
Yep.
Can't get past that natural armor.
But if he crawls in underneath from the inside, then he's good.
You need to get inside the dragon.
Yep. You guys are there probably about a half hour, drinking some water, eating some fruits and veggies, And then most people that have been out there kind of watching, they left after a few minutes. But then you see someone come up wearing like these fancy robes. And Zakara, you recognize them. You think they're council members, and your father says, "Excuse me for a moment," and he gets up and walks over to the gate where they stand waiting, and they speak for a minute in some hushed voices. A minute or two goes by. Your father kind of nods, opens the gate, and the two of them come in, and your father leads them up to the porch where you guys are all still sitting. They see the dragon head, and they're taken aback by it. They're kind of, oh. I mean, at least the dragon head isn't dripping blood anymore. Most of that leaked out on the way home and overnight. And the one kind of stands back, and the other one addresses you guys. We have heard you have rescued some of our missing flock. Can you tell us where you found them and how you rescued them?
We tracked the hobgoblins through the forest to the camp they made, about half a day's travel from here.
Hobgoblins? Our patrols haven't spotted them. But you said half a day?
Yes, about 4 hours.
Okay,
There
well,
were quite a few of them. Were there over 100?
you believe so. Well, the patrols don't go quite that far. Okay. So if there were hobgoblins, that looks pretty fresh. He points to the dragon head.
Yes, the hobgoblins were under the rule of a green dragon called Vandahar. And that is what is left of him.
Oh, impressive. They kind of turn to each other and mutter in catfolk language for a moment or two. The one turns back. Definitely. We will have a feast tomorrow evening in honor of you saving our members of our village. I mean, they're your siblings, but that doesn't matter. And defeating this great beast. You will be our guest of honor. And they pretty much turn around and start to leave. No sooner than they kind of go through the gate out of your family plot there, your father turns around. Oh, go
Real
ahead.
quick, like as they're leaving, I'm just gonna look at Zakara and say, "Will there be meat?"
There should be.
Kruger just kind of nods.
Your father turns around like a big smile on his face, and all your siblings come pouring out of the house because obviously they were freaking just inside the door listening, and they're all like jumping at you, Zakara, and I won't say high fiving you, but giving you like kitty paws and like nuzzling. They're all very excited and very happy. Zothon's not there because he's still laid up. Yes.
Before the council left, I was just trying to wait because you're doing exposition. I was just wanted to ask if all of her siblings would be present for the feast for her.
Yes, Snowball gonna be
Even-
there.
The whole village will of course be invited.
Okay, just wanted to make sure her whole family could celebrate how wonderful she is. That was all. Esteemed council.
But of course, how wonderful you all are.
Thank you so much. It was a joy and a
Yep.
pleasure to be of a service.
And as they walk away, they're talking in cat language, of course. And Zakara, you hear, was that a goblin? Did he speak? Wow, I didn't think they could.
These cat
Well,
folk don't get out very often.
They meant speak common, not their guttural language, and he, spoke decently, almost like he was educated. So your family is like having a mini party, mostly for Zakara. I mean, they're happy for you guys too, but it's all about Zakara at the moment. So it's been.
She gets one attack off.
She hits one goddamn time. Kill one dragon, and all of a sudden she's the queen.
I hit it twice.
That's more than Raz.
That's true.
I know. I don't think you. Did you hit it at all? I don't think you
Nah.
did.
The only bombs I had prepared for the day were poison bombs.
Nice. Yeah, that's right. Perfect.
So it was a cantrip, and judging by how much everyone was getting freaking ganked, someone probably would have been in a whole lot worse shape if I'd stopped trying to help.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, you did a shit ton of healing.
I don't think there's been many sessions where I've literally just ran out of stuff to use.
All right, so you guys have the rest of the evening kind of for yourselves. What would you like to do? Remember,
Who's
they
cleaning the head?
said tomorrow evening, so it's not tonight. Don't need a day to prepare.
Excellent. I'd imagine at this point, and given we've got some time to kind of.
If you guys
Explore
wish to spend like half a day this evening and half a day in the morning, you can prepare your hide and your head if you wish to do it. But there'll be some rolls involved.
I have something else I want to do, but
Well, yeah.
I put it in chat that I wanted.
besides,
Yep.
I'm not good for it. I think it was a survival or nature based. Either way.
Well, that was cutting it off.
Hopefully,
That is-
preparing the leather will be leather working.
Harvesting monsters and stuff is always survival, just so you know.
Oh, does that mean I'm gonna have to be in charge of that shit?
I'm untrained in it, so I know it would be
Harvesting
better
it,
if you-
yes. Now, knowing what to harvest that is a totally different thing. Basically, you would say, like, okay, I want to harvest this, because you have to know what you want to harvest, and then it'll be a survival check on how well you, and / how much you get. Now, some things like the head, it's kind of a thing where either you get it all or you don't. So, Plus, Kruger rolled like a freaking 30 on his survival check.
Congrats on getting hit.
And and Glizig rolled like a 15 on his to chop off hide.
I think I'm like a +3.
Which is why he got. Which is why there's 2 pieces of hide in the party loot. I mean, each one's a bulk, so they're big pieces, but I forget what Raz rolled. I wrote it down though. So what do you want to do, Raz?
Oh, sorry, Christina just got home.
Hi.
Everyone
Alright,
says hi,
Chablina.
Christina.
Not everyone, just Zargun.
I said it.
After me. Turn your camera back on.
No.
Then get out.
Fine.
I want to use a day's worth of time, because that's how long it takes, to do some rumor mongering here from Dandy Dedication.
Oh
You're-
boy.
You're going to have a bit of a, well, you have the plus from your badge, but you're also going to have a minus because you don't speak cat.
That's fine.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're going to go out and about
Yeah.
the village. All right.
Explore in the village, go to some local hangout spots, and just kind of anybody who's curious about what
They
happened.
they serve this wicked fermented milk.
Yeah, anybody who's willing to listen, I'll give them the gist. I'm not going to go into any explicit details. I think that's best left for them to hear from Zakara, but I'll mention the reason we're here, what we found the place, kind of mention that there was quite some stuff out town and brought some folks back, managed to rescue some people, and I want to start influencing a rumor that it was kind of unfortunate that they couldn't rely on their own people in the position or office who would be expected to do it, that they didn't seem to lift a finger, at least from this outsider's perspective. I basically want to start shit talking Snowball over there, since she seems to be in a position of authority here, that some of her responsibilities and duties seem to have gotten away from her. Start making people kind of start doubting her, because I already know she's going to be causing some trouble tomorrow, so having a little bit of apprehension
What?
from her own.
But Zakara's already used her a hero point.
Talk shit, get hit.
Is this considered a small village, or are we a town?
Oh no, this would be a village.
Okay, so the DC would be 15 to start.
Okay, go in and roll. Add your modified. Well, you should add it in automatically. I think you have to add the extra +1.
Yeah, I forgot to do that last time, but it was still a crit success that I know of. So.
Oh yeah, and then the modifier will be modified due to
0 point.
Okay. Roll it again. Put the +1 in.
Slightly better.
All right.
So it does mention that the DC can change based on the other rumor mongering.
Oh yeah.
Happening or things like that.
So your base would have been a 15, and then modifiers.
Right, like not speaking the language or other people.
Exactly. Yep. All right, you're gonna be gone. What that takes you a whole day, doesn't it?
Yeah, a day of downtime.
All right, so basically you'll spend most of your evening out and among. Then in the morning you'll do the same.
Yep, just talking with folks, kind of spreading the good word that people return, and then smearing some name into the mud a little bit.
Yep.
Raz wakes up in the morning, stretches. Time to talk some shit again.
I'd like to see if you have some time to talk about our Lord and Savior.
The secret is
Zazel.
not to shit talk people; it's to let people come to that conclusion themselves.
Yeah, it's never. Well, the gnome said this. No. The gnome never says that.
Mm-hmm. I just said things that let them think for themselves.
He's the Donald Trump of gnomes.
I didn't have people say this, but not me.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking, Naughty.
Yeah, but hyping up Zakara.
Everyone knows this. I don't, but everyone says this.
There's some very fine people.
Yep.
White Cat couldn't even defend their own village. Sad.
Okay. Glizig, you're working on your hide. Go ahead and roll me a crafting check with your leather working bonus.
Yes.
I think it's +1 or +2 for the leather working.
+1, and then the eyepiece of crafting gives me +1. So that's why it's +2, not +3. If it was potions, it would be 31. Sounds pretty good.
All right.
I don't want to waste a hero point.
Jeez, 22.
Not when you guys are start a fight tomorrow night.
Don't you mean finish a fight?
I just
Well,
put that
you have
up
to
in
start it first.
last session. That's
I
why I
mean,
jumped up.
a certain white cat did threaten death upon people in this group.
Really?
Uh-huh.
That must have been like yesterday.
This is when we first got here. Yep.
All right, I have removed the unprepared dragon hide from the party treasury and added in green dragon hide.
Ooh.
And Krugo, what are you doing?
If no one's able to work on cleaning the head,
No one yet, unless you can convince Zakara to do it, if she knows how.
she seems busy.
It's a crafting thing.
Well, she's only taken her 7th cat nap of the afternoon. I mean, she's not busy.
Is there... does the village have any crafters?
They would, but they no one that'll touch that.
No.
Especially
Okay, well,
especially for you.
in that case,
Because
I'll
if they
kinda-
fuck it up, they know what'll probably happen.
In that case, I will actually go out on patrol around the village, try and see if I catch a sight of any hobgoblins.
Okay.
And I'll take a wider berth than like what I think the
The patrols are doing.
regular patrols would be doing.
Okay.
I'm laughing because I'm thinking like initially when you said around the town, I'm like he's going walking around looking in like barrels and stuff for hobgoblins.
Looking in the windows.
He's checking under blanket.
Are you a hobgoblin? And Zakara, what would you
Change.
like to do for this evening and tomorrow morning?
Zakara's going to actually spend time with her siblings.
Ah,
I know, shocking.
it is. I
That's
didn't know
not
you
required
were.
shop.
I didn't know you were the family type. Kruger will be so
Not-
happy. He wants heirs. Okay, you can hang out
Yeah.
with the fam.
I will get to know them and maybe tell them a little of things that we've done.
Ah, lying to them. Got it.
Just exaggerating.
All right. Okay. The evening goes by, doing your things. Do I need to reset spells on that for you guys, or are you guys still good?
I think we're still good. I am.
Okay.
I'm good.
Then I won't reset
I'm
this
good.
list.
I mean, I just took 100 Horizon Thunder Sphere for every slot I have. I'm fine.
Yeah. Galgan always takes heal for everything. He never casts them, but he always has them. All right, the evening goes by. You guys come back to the house, sleep in like the guest area. Not really the guest area, pretty much on the floor in the main room. You guys get up in the morning. Those of you who are doing stuff away from the house, head on out. Glizzik, you will finish up your dragon hide tending. You can, if you click on that, you can read that, right?
I have not yet, but I.
Can't remember if I shared it or not.
Yep.
Okay. You see the
I see.
value?
Price per bulk.
Yeah. You have 2 bulk worth of hide.
Nice.
And that's why there's two pieces. Each piece is one bulk worth. So if you were to make like leather armor, it takes 1 bulk roughly. Probably, I mean,
I know it.
it all
I'm going
depends.
to give you resistance against poison if I do well.
It depends on which version you make, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys get up in the morning, head back out, come back. Right about noon, you guys are kind of Kruga and Raz come back, both with a satisfying look on their face. Glizzik's finishing up, cleaning up the mess he made on with the hide, throwing the the little bits of flesh and stuff that he peeled off. He
Why do
throws
I
some of
have
it
a
away,
satisfied look on my face?
and the goblins eat the rest. You probably don't have a satisfied look because you didn't find any hobgoblins, just cats.
The five stooges can help clean up a little bit.
Oh yeah, and whenever they find something that might taste good, they eat it. As you guys preparing for your lunch, a messenger arrives at the house. He has a message for Zazel. He comes over to you, in front of you guys all, and that. It's a verbal, of course. But, unfortunately, it is in cat, so. Zazel, due to your recent deeds serving the village, the Elder Council has decided that you may have the honor of attempting to claim the village artifact. This will happen before the feast, so prepare yourself. He kind of bows to you and then leaves.
Has the privilege of what the village artifact? Did you say attempting?
Attempting to claim it.
Oh, attempting to claim, okay.
I just popped open a handout for you there, Zazel. This is what he's talking about. You remember this, but you never really thought about it much. Not even after your vision.
Was that? Do I remember that in my vision?
Look at your vision. It's in your handouts.
Ah,
You do notice the goblins do have some chunks of horse meat still wrapped up in rags and shit. They will offer you some if you want to eat some with them.
Horse jerky that they were jerking
No.
in their pocket.
No, it's raw. That's why it's horse flesh. They don't. It doesn't need to be cooked. They're goblins.
If it just dries, though, it becomes jerky of sort.
Yeah, it's kind of like your sucker. Then it has like pocket lint and dirt and
Flavor.
exactly flavor crystals. As the messenger turns and leaves, the siblings that were around all had this like oh my god look on their faces, and they all turn to Zakara, waiting for her to say something.
I forgot about that, but that would definitely make a fine rapier for more dragon slaying in the future.
What
Perhaps.
are you talking about?
Looks like a piece of paper, not a rapier.
No, it wasn't a written message. It was verbal.
The message said that because of what we did, I will be allowed to attempt to claim the village artifact. It's an old rapier called Damorin. I'd forgotten about it, but I think I've heard stories about it before. I'm not sure what this will involve, but apparently it's going to be before the feast.
Is it just something that you do?
Do I know if other people are allowed to come?
Oh, it's definitely a public event.
Okrugo's more asking about like participation.
It's a Zakara only thing. But people, like the whole village will watch.
So it's like a rapier in the stone type thing. If she's worthy or whatever type thing.
I think
Possibly.
they just lost the key. They just want someone to unlock it, and you can keep the sword.
Thing's
It's
an
in
eyesore.
it's in this closet. We can't get in the closet. We really want the box of Scooby Doo snacks. But if you can get in, you could take the sword.
It's the barrel of catnip that's in there.
Exactly.
Aged to perfection.
It's a shame that you wasted the lockpick thing on the Ankh. Stupid Ankh. Where is that thing anyway?
There's a 40 gallon barrel of aged catnip, 100-year-old stuff. I don't know where the Ankh is. Did someone lose it?
Snowball lifted it.
Damn goblins are playing tag with it.
Goblin tag. That's the best kind.
Klitzik had it last, I think.
Did he?
I see it, by the way. Make sure the goblin has it.
I don't see it in my inventory. I'm just saying. Hey, how come I still have the lollipop stick? Wait a minute. Might have to go back to that Hoblin camp.
Threw the wrong thing away.
I threw that bitch in the fire.
It probably melted. Yeah, I don't know who has it. I thought someone did.
I thought I had it last, honestly. We just never put it on the inventory sheet.
No, it was on the inventory sheet.
It'd be under A for Ankh of Life, right?
Should be under A for Ankh, but it's not of life.
I mean, even when we stole it, I don't think it was in my inventory.
No, I think it was in the party list, but it's not there. Fucking Galgrim.
He grabbed it before he left. No, we used it to teleport to the ruins and then went to your village, so we have to have it. I just was curious about it, that's all. Because it hasn't talked to us again since the initial thing where it talked to. It just said, I hunger always. You know, and wanted to.
As long as it didn't disappear on its own, or teleport on its own.
I don't think Galgrim has it.
No, I don't
But
think
it doesn't matter. He shouldn't have it.
Yeah, because we used it to teleport. You know.
Well, he was there for that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
wandered off
I thought he did his own thing. He was out of the house or whatever when I used it or whatever.
No.
I just went, I'm going to go teach some cat folk some druid.
Popped up there and he's like, I recognize the smell of the air here. I have to go check in on my pupil.
We'll worry about where it's at later. I'll figure that out. You guys were discussing about the sword.
And that's all there is, right? When do you have to go?
I don't think there's any physical challenge involved. It's more of a whether the sword accepts you.
Is it one of those freaky intelligent items you always hear about in stories, then, huh?
Apparently.
Well, half of those, the thing ends up being all weird and evil and taking over your mind. So let's try to avoid that one.
Well, we survived the Ankh so far.
All it did was kidnap us.
It just did what people asked.
It saved them from all the undead. I wonder if Hillsfort is actually like overrun with undead now, or if it's like they were able to push them back.
Nah, you haven't been there for like a week, so you don't know.
They wanted it to keep all the vampires away. I think we're the only ones who know about that.
I believe the Ankh
Well-
had a radius that stopped undead from forming, but now it's gone out of town.
As far as we know, it works because I haven't seen a single undead since we got it.
Exactly.
I don't know. I saw a lot of undead when we first got it.
Well, I mean, like, once we actually like attuned to it and stuff.
All right. Anything else you guys would like to do before evening? You have a couple hours, but like I put in the chat, you should probably bathe and clean up before you go as honored guests to a feast. And
Is there a place for me to wash the goblins?
there's a river.
So be it.
That's good enough for the
To the
goblins.
I'm just putting them under, half drowning them, trying to get them clean a little. Like with a washing board.
No, take the rocks and hit yourself with them and clean yourself. And then, one knocks himself out. So I'm assuming everyone cleans up.
Is there a waterfall I can sit under?
No,
Boo.
I mean there's a bathtub and stuff at the house, but it's
So
not
you can
really
make a
for.
waterfall for about a second.
I feel like it wouldn't be big enough for me.
You could half your body if you extend your legs, your chest would sit up out of it, but you can't fully relax in it.
I'm just gonna go to the river.
Glizzik and Raz can go swimming, but
It's like a hot tub if you're small enough.
almost it's a jacuzzi if you ate some beans earlier.
Oh, trust me, with my goblins, it's
They're not allowed to use it. I mean, I believe you all have a bar of soap in your inventory, so
I do.
get to scrubbing
Why does it say dusty soap?
because everything in yours is dusty. Pig pen.
Yeah, clean up for the evening.
All right, you guys take an hour or so, go down in the river, wash up, come back, dry. Put on your best togas or whatever you have. Your armor and that. Spend some time cleaning it up. You took your armor and stuff down in the river, so you can clean that too, because especially Kruga, there's a lot of dragon blood and stuff on it, and Glizzik as well, because he was close when Kruga was chopping the head.
Oh man, I'm washing all the character out of my ghee.
Yep,
It's the seasoning. You're not supposed to use soap on it.
it's not a wok, it's a ghee. It's different. So it takes you guys about 2 hours to clean yourselves and your gear up. And then about another hour to dry. By the time you guys are, presentable, it is time to go to the feast.
That looks like Zakara and Mr. Thing then.
Well, no, it's before the feast. They won't start the feast until this happens.
Mm.
So as you get back to the house, the whole family is cleaned up in their best clothing. Not the best clothing you guys have ever seen, but it's their best. Some of the younger ones wear clothing that doesn't quite fit them. Obviously, hand-me-downs, but you got what you got. And as one big group, the mob of cats and the three of you head off. Well, I guess with the goblins, there's 8 non-cats, so it's about even. Head off to the village square where the feast will be happening. You guys get there, and pretty much as you guys approach, the crowd that's already starting to gather kind of gets out of the way as Zakara and her father lead you guys down there in front of the village hall, which is where everything's going to happen. The council's there, all 5 of them in their council robes and that. They take a minute and announce to the entire crowd, which there's probably 200 cat folk here, which is the majority, pretty much most of the village, from what you guys can tell.
So it's a clouder, a group of cats.
I don't never heard that, but sure.
CLOWDER is what Wiki said.
I prefer herd.
Heard of cats? Of course I heard of cats.
They explain how Zazel and her friends rescued her siblings from and defeated the hobgoblin threat and killed a green dragon. If anyone doubts, the head sitting up at their family plot out in front. Villagers are more than welcome to come by and take a look at it. As I explain this, sounds like several people already have heard this story. Some of them some of the older folk or younger ones are really impressed. A couple of them, looking over you guys with new respect in their eyes.
Snowball here.
You
We see
roll me
her
a
in the crowd.
perception.
I'm great at these. Skills perception. Oh, it's right.
yeah.
Holy cow, Raz! 2 in a row.
I was about to say it actually just upgraded to expert too.
What a Chad.
I was like, I don't remember that being plus 12 before.
You do see several white cats, but none of them look familiar. She might still be on guard duty.
Although
And who's that helping, huh?
nobody apparently.
And then they call Zazel forward and lead her into the town hall. And like everyone's pushing, not violently, to like follow them in. The party there, you guys get kind of up front with the family. They go into the town hall. It's a very simple building, little raised area with some chairs and desks, and like pretty much benches for everyone else to sit. No one's sitting. Everyone's crowding in, standing on the benches and so forth to watch. Behind the 5 council members' chairs and like their desk area, you see an old. I won't say rusty because Kyoto can't see it very well. An old looks like a rapier in a scabbard on the wall. They lead Zakara down front, have her stand there. They mutter a few things, like a blessing in cat language, and then they motion for you, Zakara, to walk up and take it down, and to draw the blade forth.
I will walk up to it. Take it down.
Okay.
Does it... I don't know. Does it feel heavier or look rusty? Or...
It feels a little heavier than yours. You notice it's not steel. At least the hilt isn't. It is iron. But like I said, the blade's still in the scabbard. So.
All right, then I will draw it.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a will save in the tower.
My worst one.
Oh well, my reflex should be your best.
Imagine being bad at any saving throws.
You should have a pop-up, right, Zakara?
Yes.
All
You
those
should
extra
be-
skill points come at a cost.
You should be able to edit. You should be able to click under where I have like the ER, which is expected, which is your response, and put responses into that. So take a few moments and fill out the form.
It's a test.
Yeah, you going straight RPG choice tree here?
You talking
if
to
you
me?
do this, turn to page 32.
I saw
Hmm.
it.
I cannot edit it.
What?
She's gonna fail this, and she's not gonna be like Zakari anymore. She's gonna be Shamalama Ding Dong.
All right. Well,
She draws the blade but trips and falls on it.
put your answers into our Discord channel for you and I.
Okay, there's a lot of questions on this. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves.
No, because this happens in about 5 seconds.
Boy, why is she standing up there for 20 minutes? How long is this supposed to last?
Time is different for one who holds the rapier.
Who's his Arakaz? It's Zazel, the Conqueror. You don't think she's a black cat for just for good laughs or something, do you? It's all been planned for millennium.
See, the Arrakis is kind of like Dune, isn't it?
Exactly.
Spice must flow.
The catnip must flow,
Hmm.
or people will die.
Everybody was on board with the nation that only taxed you catnip harvests until they saw how much they had to grow.
110% tax rate's pretty high. Well, first year you're already in debt. You can't ever do anything. You can't ever leave. But as I said, she kind of pulls it out, goes up with it, and like a few moments will pass while 20 minutes takes her to answer all my questions.
There are 20 questions.
Are there?
Is he building your Legend of the Five Rings character?
Who is your daddy?
Why
What does
are
he do?
why are there 20 questions for that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the character creation's literally called the Game of 20 Questions.
I'll mention to Glizzic and Krugo all this is going on because I assume they're close by anyway. It looks like Snowball's not here. I can't spot her out of the crowd.
I was really hoping that she'd be here for this, so we could kind of like rub her snout in it.
Yeah, she's out on guard duty patrolling.
Oh, that'd
Otherwise, she'll be like, "Oh, it didn't really happen." You know what I mean? She didn't see the dragon head. It was never
Fake
there.
news. Fake news.
Why do you worry yourself with what is going on with a lesser being?
Well, just because I want Zazel to be happy. He
Why
tries
did
not
you
to say
say it
Zakara.
like that?
Because he's trying to use the new name instead of the name he knows her by, and it's still a stretch.
Well,
That's why I said
you can tell she prefers Zakara, but
I personally just don't appreciate someone making an open death threat against one of our own.
against someone else, that's fine, but just not one of
I don't
us.
give a shit about anybody else.
Did I happen to see her while I was out patrolling?
No. I'm not even going to give you a chance on that one. I don't want to have to do a fight with her. I don't have stats for
and
her
if
yet.
you did,
That's why she's
certainly
not
no one
here.
would say me.
Ran into
Is it-
Krugen down by the river.
Just
Took
under
a
a
little
pile of
walk.
leaves.
We found this red catfolk down by the river. She's all beat up.
Red cat bow. We don't have any red fur cat around here.
Oh wait,
now
what's
you
that
do.
one? What's that one white hair? Oh, the rest is blood. Oh my god!
Stress fur.
They washed her with one red sock.
Yep. Not even that. Like a pink one.
Mm.
And she comes out
Somebody fill
beat
my
ass
water real
red.
quick while someone's doing
Yep,
the
go ahead.
questionnaire.
I was hoping she'd be able to edit that document, but I should have fucking known. I should have made a note and not a story entry. That would have been able to been edited probably.
To save time, do you want me to roll for the dragon head for the next day?
Sure. If you're gonna work on it.
Yeah, that is the plan, because I don't want it to go back. All right, this is the important one. Here we go. Here we go. Hero point.
Burn that hero point.
Even more.
Nice.
Another hero point.
You cannot do that.
More hero.
You can only burn one fortune effect on a die roll.
Guided.
Nope.
Still a 23 is not awful.
It's not as bad. I mean, it's not as good as a 26.
Truth. But most things are better than 26. You mean you don't need to like save all the like the flesh inside the head? Just leave it in there when you do taxidermy.
I didn't make a
I don't have-
separate. I didn't make a dragon head for the skull. I'm assuming you're like peeling all the flesh off it.
Well,
all
I
the
was trying
hide?
to taxidermy it for the whole thing to stay.
Oh, I
and
thought
look
he wanted the
nice.
skull.
Oh yeah,
He did,
all
but I
Kruger
want
wants is a skull.
I wanted to try and do the whole face so it would look more impressive. I said. So if
Ah,
I'm
okay.
fucking it up, then maybe we'll have to just go with the skull. But I was trying to make it look realistic. Unfortunately, I don't have glass for the eyes or any of that jazz. To taxidermy it like a deer head or whatever.
Gotcha.
Because that would be more leather working, you know what I mean? And a fool could strip it to just bare bone by boiling it.
I'm back.
Speaking of a fool,
Haha! This one's got sloughing agents that would work and just turn it into a skull. The dragon head. I rolled a 1 on the hero point by it.
Hmm. What were you doing? The dragon head?
Yep, I was trying to make it look nice.
Told you not to
We
like
may
let
just have to
the
go with the
goblins run all
skull.
over it. I figured it would have to be down to the skull no matter what. We ain't got no also here.
I tried to make it look fierce. It looks just confused.
Yeah, it probably was very confused.
Tongue's hanging out.
Megan's still doing her 20 questions.
apparently.
Uh-huh.
It's not really questions either. It's not like you have to write a book for them.
I'm almost done.
Yeah, Zargan, I was trying to figure out the freaking print file error and no luck so far before I ran out of time, but
Well,
yeah,
if you
I'm
saved
trying
it
to
as a
figure that out.
project, that's your error.
Like when I save it, it saves as an STL, which I thought was right.
No, it should save it as a CTB.
CTB?
Yep.
No, I didn't see an option to do that.
No, it should just be automatic.
Gonna open it up real quick and see what it tries to save as. So STL becomes CTB, and CTB is the
Well,
actual file.
in that slicer, yes.
Yeah.
For my other slicer, for my other software, it becomes a .g code because it uses a different language to print. But yeah, you have the Saturn II, and you should have got Chitu box, whatever came with it.
Yeah.
That would make a CTB file. That's what the printer needs to print. Pull it up there, flip over the other tab, make sure it's 5 mils off the thing, rotate it, add your supports, and then hit save.
Yeah, like that's all just fine.
You just put in the file name in. You don't mess with the what file type or anything, but it should come out as a CTB.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, it's saved as a CTB. But
Okay.
I bring it on over to the printer and it's like unable to read file or file error. So what I'm seeing is like maybe there's a firmware update that I need for the printer.
I
Or
have
Chitty
not
Box.
done anything to my printer out of the box.
So either that or Chitty Box needs a software update. Is what I'm seeing.
Oh, did you go in and put what printer you have into the software?
I don't know how, but I did see that was one issue. I just haven't had time to go through all the troubleshooting.
Yeah, you go in there and tell you have a Saturn II, and then it'll make some changes to your settings, and then save it again, and then you should be good.
Okay.
Because it has to know what format to put the save in.
Machine, yeah. Okay, let me see if I can find that. Do you happen
There's
to
not
know
a-
where those settings are? I know there's not a lot of
No.
menus here, but
Let me open it real quick.
under settings.
Okay, there.
No, I don't remember where it's at. All right, you're all done?
Yeah, I'll worry about it later.
Yes.
Really? For the first one, Zakara? Wow.
What did I?
And what is your favorite book? The one Kruger reads to me every night.
See, I was trying to think of the name of it. That's why it took me so long.
Touch glove.
Doesn't have a name.
I love the Argonian maid.
Wow. All right. An hour and a half in real time, but a second or two goes by. You know, she kind of hesitates, looks at the blade, looks at the rapier, pulls it out. You know, holds it up high. For a moment, nothing happens, and then the blade lights up with runes on the blade and everything, and everyone in there starts cheering. So apparently, this is what they expected. As the light, as like the runes and the light on the blade kind of fade, Zakara, you swear you see this.
Maybe I shouldn't have taken this. It's like the words just flash across my mind.
No, you see them on the blade, clear as day, before they fade. As a matter of fact, no. Well, for you, yes. And then now everyone's kind of yelling, congratulating her, and they're ready for the feast. People start leaving the town hall, going out to where the food and the drink is. And yes, Kruga, they have meat.
Woo!
They have a couple deer and stuff up on spits. There's two. Not all the cats eat a lot of meat, but they have meat, fruit, veggies.
Oh, that answers the question. I was asking if catfolk were obligate carnivores in this setting.
I mean, cats as a general are, but some have a conscious choice not to eat a lot. They feel that it weighs them down. It's too heavy. Some eat tons of meat. Some eat just very little. It's all kind of whatever they like fish and stuff too. But so Zakara, you put the sword. You put the rapier back in its scabbard. Kind of strap it to your belt. Did it pop up for you there?
Yes, it did.
Okay. Just want to make sure I shared it so you could see it cause it's in your inventory now. What you're really looking for is down towards the bottom.
Ooh, nice.
And like I said, the villagers start going out to the festival. The council goes with them after like collapse. Congratulating you, Zakara. I'm sorry, Zazel. The goblins are of course running out for food and whatever they can find, but You kind of look, after you put it back on your belt, you look over and your 3 friends are standing there waiting for you.
All right, I will head over to them.
Okay. That sounds like a freaking demon name.
Doesn't it? I typed it out and I'm like, this is a lot of. That's a lot.
I'm gonna steal that name for the first demon you guys fight. That'll be talking to this halfling rogue named Timmy.
Hmm.
He's not really a rogue, but he does bad things, so he's definitely a rogue.
Rogue by association, just like
And he
I
has
was
this big
caused
sheet
by
of paper
association.
that he's just getting ready to sign.
Well, that's nothing new. Did he ever figure out where that thing went, by the way?
Oh, I don't know. He never signed it. They know.
No, but
Nora wouldn't let him.
yeah, I know. Nora threw it in the fucking ravine with all the lava. We were by ourselves. She's all like, I got this, and there it goes.
Yep. All right. So Zakara kind of cautiously walks over, with a strange look on her face, not like partly excited, partly worried, as she saunters over to the group.
Oh, fancy shiny sword, eh?
Yeah, looks like I passed it. Not
Looked like
sure.
you were kind of zoned out there for a few seconds when you touched it.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I like it, but I almost feel like it's bad luck.
How so? In evil talkie weapons from an old ancient story kind of way?
Hasn't talked to me yet. Although, who knows? Maybe it's just being quiet for now.
Downloading updates first.
There wasn't. There was writing that flashed across the sword when I drew it.
You guys saw some symbols in that on it, but nothing made sense. It didn't look like writing to you.
It disappeared, but it basically said that when the blade is claimed, an army of dead shall be made.
The
Ominous.
fight for you? Nice.
Is that more of a in a literal sense by the blade, or more of a yeah, when someone picks up this blade, it's because there's an army of undead probably in Hildford.
I popped it back up for you, Zakari, if you needed it.
We being literal or poetic here? Do you think?
Well, if I remember correctly, it said when a hero arises to claim the blade, an army of dead shall be made. Heroes will defeat the Forsaken, or the entire world will be taken.
All right, we're looking for a bitch named Sylvanas. It's about to light a big ass tree on fire.
Did you think we had forgotten? Did you think we had forgiven? You'd think that they'd have like a sign or warning about that before you touched it, right? Maybe a velvet rope or something and some stanchions.
Or maybe just, destroy it. If that was going to happen.
No army ever comes around if no one claims the blade, right? That's why I think it might be the other way around. It's the army's going to happen, and that's when the blade decides to wake up. Otherwise, the implication is, why did you pick it up in the first place?
I was beginning to wonder.
It's too late now.
I know
Well-
now. The rapier's still downloading. It's at 99% hold.
Cancel, cancel, cancel. Alt F4 that shit.
I mean, we already fought, ran away from an army of undead and held for.
That's what I'm saying. The army's already growing, it seems.
Another reason to have an army of my own.
Oh, we're off to a great start. Look, where are the 5 goblins right now?
They're out in the feast eating.
Well, maybe 5 little goblins will last longer than 1 big ogre and troll.
Never had a troll.
From
Yeah,
here, in
get
which
started.
direction is the hobgoblin camp in comparison to where we're going? Like, is it roughly on the way or not at all?
Not at
or-
all. Hobgoblin camp is east of the village. You will be going north.
It's like east by 4 hours, though. It's not like
Yeah.
it's a massive detour.
Right. All right. You guys going out to enjoy the feast?
Yeah.
They got food.
All right. I need each of you to roll a 20-sider in the tower.
Oh, ignore that.
I won't tell you that it's a.
Fucking cheater.
What the hell's going
That's a
on
12
here?
side.
I won't tell you that it's a fort save, but
There it is.
If it is, then add my +1.
If there's a fort save involved and there's poison in that shit, people got their antidotes running. So there should be
If
a
it-
+2. Or
If
take
it's
2 up.
evocation, I get an additional +2.
all right. Are you guys drinking a bunch? Lightly? You getting drunk?
Oh, we're drinking lightly. No need to get
I,
blasted.
yeah, I still don't really drink much.
Okay, Zakara. You are
I'm
the
drinking.
hero of the night. Are you drinking enough to get blasted, or
Nah.
Blitzed.
how about you, Kruger? Wow, he's mastered the art. I think he's sitting really, really still.
I think he's just on the floor from drinking something.
He was way ahead of us here on this one.
Typical Kruger fashion. I drink all the alcohol. I can get the.
There's a barrel. I drink it.
The kegs are empty. We just started.
Daw.
I don't understand. There was plenty of booze earlier.
He's like Grog in the animated series. He just chugged
Yep.
it all. Wow.
Forget the freaking tap. He just breaks it off and just chugs full stream.
Can't believe Kruger would just up and leave us. When I'm trying to ask him questions like that.
We binged season 1 and season 2 this week while we were homesick.
Season
Gotcha.
2 only got better, didn't it? I know they changed the whole getting inside Umbrasyl thing, but it was pretty funny.
Oh yeah. I'm like, look, he's doing the shocker with the scaling hand.
I've seen a couple of reactions to that scene. And it's always just like there's only 2 reactions. People are just like stunned silent or just losing their freaking shit. One of them's just like, you go your whole life and you never really wonder what a dragon anus looks like, but here it is.
And you really don't need to know. You really don't need to know.
Yep.
It's
and
just
they show
it's like a big chicken because it's a big bird, you know.
While we wait for
I was
Kruger,
very
I'm gonna
proud of
hop over
Sophie,
here
though.
and turn my printer off. I can still hear you.
I was just saying, I was proud of Sophie. She actually called when she saw Kaylee upstairs with Scanlan. She called it. She's like, oh.
Some of the things are terribly like masqueraded. Like you start getting the vibe pretty early on.
But I mean, it's her first time with the characters at all. Not really watching the show, you know. So I was glad that she both liked it and got into it enough where she was, happy at moments and laughing at stuff. Like emaciated Grog was very funny to her, especially when they're doing like the song and the montage.
Yeah, that was a neat twist. I like that whole bit there with Thin Grog instead of just killing him.
Well, Killing Box is a little bit different too, and I liked it. The whole bit with Pike and.
We can't.
Oh, Kruger, you come back. Gee, thanks for joining us. Been waiting for you.
We're
Drinking.
talking about drinking and how much.
How much?
All of it.
So you're
all of it.
you're gonna get all drunk?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a feast in my honor. Why wouldn't I?
All right. During the feast, about halfway through, Kruger's drunker than half crawling on the ground, still drinking though and eating. Everyone else is fine. Zakara.
With the 5 Stooges.
Oh, you're running around shoving whatever they can in their mouth. Zakara and Raz, during the evening, you hear the same. Well, you don't know it's the same yet. You hear a little rumor that some strangers were seen near the village 2 days ago. Well, actually, 1 day ago. No, it's 2. That's right, 'cause you guys passed the day. This is the next day. A dwarf passed nearby with a band of mercenary-looking folks, with a human woman who seemed out of place with them. They were heading north
Son of a bitch.
on horseback. You and Son both hear this just like gossip. You know, no one thinks nothing of it. You know, they're just talking like, hey, do you hear about the dwarf and so forth. You both hear this separately. So about midnight, you guys come back to the family house. Takes everything you have, along with a couple of Zakara's siblings, to carry/drag mostly comatose Kruga. You guys kind of drop him, near his bedroll, close enough. You guys can discuss whatever you wish. You can have some moments, some time, or you can just go right to bed. Your choice.
So the party is pretty much all wrapped up then, huh? Snowball
It's
never
still-
showed up?
It's still going on. There's still people there, but you guys have been there several hours. You've had enough to eat and drink. You're kind of tired, so you kind of come back. Kruga's passed out, so you guys are, well, time to go. Glizzik helps herd the 5 goblins out of there. A couple of them are throwing up everywhere, so it's time to leave.
Spray bottle of water. Equally effective at the cat folk too. Apparently.
You need shock collars on them, kind of like what Galgrim has for the cats, but with the remote and electricity.
Running Man shock collars at the head detonation
Yep.
ones.
If you get too far away, your head just pops off.
Fable GC chat.
We're going saw on these things.
Comatose.
We never saw Hasley at the
No.
festivities.
Nope.
Yeah, figure she wouldn't show her freaking face.
Should talk that point up. It's weird that Hasley is not here to join in the celebration of the return of her own siblings.
I'm sure she volunteered to take the night shift.
It's a good thing she's passing all that extra money she's earning back to the family, I guess.
Speaking on the side there, during the festivals, is Kruger actually passed out, or is he just
Oh no, he's passed out.
passed out? We may need to bring this up to Kruger in the morning, but I overheard some of the cat folk talking about some travelers, not us. At first I thought it was us, but passing through the area on horseback, a dwarf and some entourage, and a human woman with them.
Oh, I heard something like that. Yeah, a couple days ago.
Sound familiar?
Yes, the traveler.
The traveler?
Would you like to meet the travel?
I mean, I don't think it's Galgrim.
It's not.
I totally thought it was Galgrim. What you're saying? Who's the chick he's got?
If I had to take an
Unless he's
educated
shape changed Baron.
Well, they're heading north, and not too far north from here is that old ruin where I found this wellspring stone, where I had the falling out with a certain dwarf.
Is it Gruneck Amberback?
That's actually correct for the first time ever.
I'm a little bit drunk just enough to say it the right way.
Right? I think the vision I saw in the pearl is coming to pass a bit sooner than I had anticipated. It sounds like Gruneck and with Rebecca in tow are heading north.
Is her last name really in tow?
No, her last name's Toe. Her first name's Rebecca. Her middle name's Kim.
Yeah, the N is the middle initial.
These naming nomenclatures are weird with these humans.
Is it TOW or TOE though? Maybe she's blonde. I don't know.
It's TOO. with an umlaut.
See?
She's
It looks
Easy.
like
Zimnium. That's what it was.
looks like we have no time to lose then.
Especially if they have a head start. What I saw in the vision, whatever might be waiting for us in those ruins, we beat them too, though only just.
It's too bad. I was actually going to suggest staying here a while you work on getting Nether back.
I would certainly appreciate the opportunity, and I doubt we have the time. I don't know why he would be going back up there after so long, especially so far outside his own jurisdiction, but it can't be good. If he's bringing Rebecca, it's because he likely needs information she has. Subject matter expert and fellow alchemist of sorts.
I'll glance over in Kruga's direction. Unfortunately, I don't think we can leave tonight.
We could if we had a wagon and a horse or something. Just put them in the wagon and go.
Catfolk
Do they
don't have
have stuff
horses
like that in
here.
the town? I mean, they might have something. Even if it's just a plow horse, it would help. Be progress. We have money.
They have working dogs. Who's the master now?
Sakara. Duh.
Yeah.
She killed the dragon. It's all of her loot. This is her gang, Dave. All right. Anything else you folk wish to do or discuss this evening?
Let Kruga sleep it off, make preparations, head off in the morning, see if we can make our way up north. I know this will kind of detract us from getting the Ankh back even further, and I'm not sure by how much, but...
Oh yeah. Has the young talked to you at all, Glizik?
Zargan. Has it said anything further to me about after
Nope.
she told me about the army of dead with the
Nope.
rapier?
It's been a
Okay.
very boring rock he's been using as a doorstop.
It has not.
So far, all quiet on the Ankh front. But seriously, can we get like a wagon or something? Or some sort of animals to get us there faster if we're in a race?
Well, this is the forest. I'm not sure how well a wagon would work.
Mounts?
Do the Catfolk have
We-
horses here? Or mounts in general?
Yeah.
Get some horses that will totally not die because player history with mounts.
Well, at least the Drew's not here to watch them die. I refuse to let you. Okay, just go over there for a little bit.
I mean, realistically, that's not a bad idea. I know overland travel is a little bit faster when you're on the back of something that walks faster than you.
Well, we can check with them. I'm sure they'd be willing to offer what they have for the village heroes.
All right, first stop in the morning then. I assume over breakfast someone will have to fill in Kruga. I'm gonna see about getting ourselves some horses early as I can. Perhaps with Sakara's help. She speaks the language. I've noticed it's a little bit harder to speak with some of the catfolk here. Not as hard as, say, the goblins or the orcs, or the hobgoblins or the ogres, that one.
All right. Anyone need to change spells for the day?
I do.
Anyone else?
I think I'm okay.
I think I'm okay. Yes, I'm good.
More just for fun, sorry. Might as well corrupt the youth while we can.
Might as well.
All right, yeah, I'm good to pass the night. I'm good with what I've
All right.
got here for the next day.
Night goes by. You guys get up in the morning. Kruga doesn't even have a hangover, nothing. Must be that orc vitality. You guys get up early, start packing your shit. Kruga's kind of like, what's going on?
Pretty much the moment we're up and moving around, I'm gonna snatch up Zakara and we're gonna go get some horses, or try to anyway. I'll let Glisic fill in Kruga. Probably have questions when he's done anyway when I get back, regardless. So horses.
All right, the two of you head off, and so Glizik, you gotta fill Kruga in with what the plan is, since he missed all the excitement.
All right, so you know that guy that is after Raz, the Brew Check Amber Check?
Crew check,
Yes.
crew cut Amberjack.
I'm sober now. Apparently, both Zazel and Raz heard rumors at the party that he was seen with some human chick named Rebecca and Toe that was going north, I think. So the rest of the group wants to follow them because they like know Raz and stuff. So we're getting ready to chase after them and try and get to where they're going before they get there. And I don't know if we're killing them or just grabbing something that they want or what.
All the good. Everything happens
Gotta,
when you're passed out drunk, apparently.
gotta love grapevine storytelling.
What happened to the snowball?
Nothing. We didn't see her all night. She has apparently been sulking in guard duty rather than coming to join everybody and be happy with her siblings coming back. So I think she just wanted to not be present. So no big showdown or anything yet. I'm assuming she just wants to try and deny it after the fact.
Oh, what a coward.
You want me to make you up some coma toast? Little side of eggs. I mean, nice greasy pork sandwich served in a dirty ashtray.
I should eat before we leave, but I feel fine otherwise.
He pukes, you die. All right, Zakara and Raz, I put in chat. You guys find several horses, up to 4 you could purchase. They're 8 gold each.
Can't get like a big group sale discount, no hero discount.
No, because one person isn't selling them. You find different people selling one.
Boo.
But one horse is
So-
really built with big muscles, and hey, I just wandered in one day.
Said the lazy person.
So if you wish to buy some mounts, you can get up to 4. That's 8 gold each.
I got it. 32 gold for the lot.
For all 4 horses, yes.
That'll take
Who
me
here's know how to ride a horse?
You point it that way and just it goes, right?
Well, the big problem is small creatures. Yeah, we can ride them just fine. It's just getting up on the damn things is a problem.
Rope of climbing. Just make a saddle and just lash the goblins all back to the back of the
these,
horse, face it up.
I'll get about loosely how many days is it from here to that place? I mean, like real rough
On
ballpark.
foot, you're about a day and a half from Flintlock, and then from there about 2 days to where you think it's at.
So loosely 3 days there.
3.5 days on foot.
Why don't we grab like 10 days worth of food for each horse? Because we gotta
Okay.
feed these things.
What?
You also need tack for them.
Yes. All of the fixins that we need for 10 days of food and then all of the necessary supplies. I already took the cash for the horses themselves, so whatever else we need. Yes,
Okay,
horse
tack is 4 gold each.
You
Actually, they will throw in tack for 3 gold each, and that's
Right,
saddle blank, all the stuff you need for horses. Food, I'm not going to worry about looking up the price for that right now. I'll look it up in downtime, and
I know it's super cheap, but I just wanted to make sure we had food for them.
yep, I marked it down. You got 4 horses in tack, so it'll be another 12 gold if whoever's paying for the horses and that. And then whenever I figure out the price, I'll just let you guys know next time.
Thanks, Red.
There, I got a picture of Kruga's horse. Sargon said there was a big, strong-built horse.
It's just
Wow.
a Mary's horse.
Please be named Tidy.
Name them whatever you want. They're our horses now.
Do you
All
think
right.
one of these?
Go ahead.
Do you think one of these horses could be Galgrim?
Could be.
Imagine? It's
We
the
can
big
name whatever we want.
In the middle of the fight, he pops out and says, "Guys, I'm here."
I've been here all along.
Fed this damn horse.
These are just
Hey, we need to talk about spurs.
These are just regular riding horses, right?
Yes.
Gotcha. They will fucking spook.
So
in combat.
Zakara and Raz come back with 4 horses, saddles, bridle, all that stuff, saddlebags with grain and such and food for them.
Supposedly these things are as strong as Kruga.
Probably. I mean, for like pulling and stuff, definitely. Or like pure like kicking, yeah. I've seen horses snap not on rope with like 1,500-pound test just by jerking their neck. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
holy
Fucking
shit.
Horses are terrifying.
They can be. All right, you guys kind of saddled up. Kruger gives the shorter members of the party lift up.
I have a question.
Yes.
So I don't remember exactly. Is Snowball a name we came up with, or is
Yes.
it like a name that? Okay.
It's a name I believe Raz came up with.
But they throw me under the bus like that.
And
Because I think it was you.
Generate
Did-
organically.
Did she seem to care when he said that?
I don't think I've.
I don't think he said it to her face yet.
Actually,
Boo.
I think I did once, but it was like during the initial introduction when she was basically threatening us all anyway. I think I just said it in passing.
Either
Okay.
way, I am now going to name my horse Snowball.
All right.
So there's at least one useful one somewhere.
I am naming my horse Nugget in honor of my Red Dead Redemption horse.
All right. You guys start getting ready to leave, and you remember, the goblins. What are you going to do with them?
I'm assuming they're all going to be other horses. Maybe only weigh 30 pounds.
If people want to ride double, you can definitely get 5 more goblins up on four horses.
Nobody is riding on my horse except me.
No, I thought you meant all goblins on the same horse, just a massive.
That's
No.
what I was saying, but
No, there's not enough room for them to all hold on to.
Um,
If Zakara wishes, you can definitely ride several small creatures up there. If Zakara is willing to ride with a goblin, you guys can fit all the goblins on the 3 horses. Not necessarily comfortable for any of you, but except for Zakara.
just cram them in the saddlebags and call it good.
The saddlebag's full of food.
Not
Hey.
anymore.
I'll let one ride with me.
All right, then 3 on each of the other 2 horses that share with Raz and Glizzy. So there's 3 small creatures on each of those horses. There's a Kruga, and then there's a Zakara and a Goblin. And you guys pretty much say goodbye, short goodbye, and you guys head out quickly, heading north.
Kurga, our army is mounted and ready to go.
Yeah. We now have cavalry.
Did do one quick thing before we left. Right before we leave, I'll just when I'm saying goodbye to everyone,
Mm-hmm.
when I get to Kelra, I'm going to just hand her a platinum piece. Father might not accept this, but
When you see that,
use
she
it.
kind of like hides it. Pretty obviously, she covers it up, but oh, thank you.
Just
This will really help.
yeah.
I'll
Just
slowly stock goods in the house. Father won't notice if I do it slowly.
sounds good.
You know, this has been really lucky. The other day, I found 10 gold in one of the cupboards. I don't know if
Wow.
I don't know if it was Father's like stash, but I don't think it was. You know, I don't think you're bad luck at all. I think you coming home was the best thing that ever happened to this place.
That means a lot. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. I hope you come back soon. When they're all dead because the green dragon mate destroys the village. All right, you guys leave. You will be. You can still travel faster than you can normally, even overburdening the horses with the extra goblins. Normally, with riding horses, you'd be able to do roughly 40 miles a day, which is almost twice what you guys can do on foot. But due to the goblin infestation, it's not going to be quite that fast. But if you push the horses on the first day a little bit, you might be able to reach the town. If you're stopping, if you're not going there, you don't have to go there. You can just keep on heading north.
Do we have a reason to stop there?
No, it's just on the way.
I don't think I have any rations left.
Maybe a quick stop
Oh.
for rations.
You could buy food here.
Oh, I could have. They sell food there. I'll buy rations.
They have some. I mean, it's not it's not like it's mostly like fresh food and stuff. But yeah, you can get food here.
Well, if we get at least 3 days of fresh, we should be good.
About
3 days of
how-
fresh on horses, you will definitely be there at least.
About how long would it take them to go grab some food and stuff? A couple hours?
Oh, you guys could have done that like the day before.
Oh, okay.
Or actually, it probably would have been that morning because you didn't really know you were heading out right away. But no, it won't take it won't take that long at all. Just go ahead and look up I think fresh rations is what copper, silver a day.
Not a lot.
It only shows rations.
Four copper pieces for my fresh rations.
There you go. That's per day, so
Iron
I
rations
will-
were 6 copper.
Yeah, I'll buy. Because I think I'm actually running a little low.
I don't just write down, just add it to your character sheet what you're buying, and mark off the money. I believe you all have fresh and iron rations in your inventory. Might be 0, but
I don't have any fresh left, but I still have a bunch of iron.
that's fine. Yeah,
I'll
iron
buy-
rations cost more because it's things like dried meat and stuff, where fresh rations is like fruit and stuff, like the cheaper foods.
How much are the fresh rations again?
4 copper
Fresh
a day.
were 4.
And how long do they last for?
3 days is a good amount.
Okay.
Depends on how picky you are.
I am not.
Maybe you can get 4. Goblins could probably get about 5 or 6. But I mean, it's not so much that they go bad right away. They just get not as nutritional, so they don't do as much for you.
Alright, updated my character sheet with those
Yep.
and changed my money.
So it's hold on. So the 4 silver for 1 week's worth of rations, is that iron rations?
I wrote it in chat.
Oh,
No, it's copper per day.
Right. But each ration is per day, essentially, right?
Yeah.
For your sheet. Because they'll say 1 day on the image.
I'll do 10 days of iron rations for 6 silver and call it good.
Just add it to your sheet and take the money off. You guys spend a good hour as you're getting ready to leave town, grabbing some food, and then you head out. So, are you pushing the horses on day 1 to try to cover more ground?
I mean, I probably would want to, but I also know that could backfire pretty quickly. Because it's the horses making the check, right? Like, they're not going to give 2 shits whether or not we want them to keep going.
Correct. It is not Kruga's, plus 37 bullshit fortitude save. Correct.
Yeah. So if the horses start getting freaking exhausted or tired,
Then you
can't
beat
really
it to the goblins. I mean,
wish we had a druid to communicate that threat to them.
Whoa.
Goblins just get
whoa.
rid of
Did
it.
you actually wish Goblin was here?
I said a druid.
Oh, okay.
And I got no quarrel against Galgrim, at least not that big of a one. I ain't the one he tried to freaking murder in the middle of town.
All right. So we pushing the horses or just going normal?
If you push, it's only for an extra hour, right?
Well, it's an hour at a time. Yes.
Yeah, an hour per check. DC gets harder and harder every time.
Yep.
We should probably let him rest. It'll just start death spiraling if one of the 4 get exhausted. I know they got a bit of a head start, but for all we know, they stopped at Flintlock as well and shore up some of that distance.
Do we want to try to meet them at Flintlock?
It's been a couple of days at least. If they were to stop there, it probably would have only been for an evening. If they were passing your village 2 days ago, they definitely would have made it to Flintlock by now, right?
Oh yeah.
And then probably moved on since then. Like
Flintlock's about a day by horseback.
Yeah.
Do we need to stop in there, or can we bypass it?
You-
'Cause we
that's
don't really
what-
need supplies at this point.
Correct. You just bought supplies. You don't have to stop. That's up to you guys.
I mean, all we're gonna do is ask if they've come through the area.
Hey, have you seen some humans and a dwarf?
Pretty good description, but that's basically what I was gonna do if they were stopping in Flintlock to grab supplies, was try to gather information. But if
That
we
takes
don't need to
time.
stop, yeah, it's a couple hours. But I'm fine with just continuing on, but I don't think we should push the horses.
Okay.
All right. You guys do a day of travel. By about noon, you're out of the forest, following up on near the road, going up by the river to where Flintlock is. Come evening, you can see the town. It's nowhere near as big as Hillfort. 10 to 20,000 maybe call home. It is walled and so forth because it's not the safest area around here. Are you guys camping here? Are you guys pushing on? I'm assuming from what you're saying, I'm assuming you are camping.
I mean, like, are we camping out? Like, I guess I just don't know where we are when the evening comes and it's time to.
You would be able to camp on pretty much just maybe a couple miles north of the city, of the town.
Yeah.
So if you have the map open,
Yeah.
you pop it open. If they don't, there's a green dot there for town of Flintlock.
Mm-hmm.
So you would be like still in that hex there, but you'd be on the north side.
Yeah, let's camp. I mean,
Okay.
Not exactly anything new for us.
A little off the road, so we're not gonna be seen by anybody coming by.
Oh, that's fine. All right, you guys set up. You guys stake down the horses. feed and water them, feed and water yourselves, do your watches, and then night goes by uneventful. Anyone like to change their spells or alchemy?
Nope. Good for now.
All right, day 2. Do you wish to push the horses?
So we'll get basically another hex closer, right?
If you do not push them, yes.
Right. If we push them, will we basically...
Depends on
get
how much you
there?
push them. If you ride them hard, you might make it to the area you think it is.
Yeah, we could push a little, see how they do.
Because remember, you get the day's travel in, at least, then you push. So worst case, you at least get the day in.
When you say push, we're not galloping. We're just riding longer at a slow.
Basically, yes. You are traveling longer into the evening.
Yeah, I can speak from personal experience on this one. You can walk around for a bunch of hours with all your equipment on you, and every hour matters after a while,
Yep.
even if you're just walking.
So, you guys head north again. There is no road here, of course. The road has stopped. There is well, I shouldn't say that. There is more like a trail going from Flintlock up to the northeast to Kragencore. Up there, you see it up in between the mountains. That's a dwarven stronghold.
That's how we know Galgrim isn't here with us right now.
But of course, you guys aren't going that way. You're heading more north by northeast, where the other green pin is.
Northwest.
Northwest?
Yeah, northwest. Yeah, not northeast, but it's north by northwest.
It's like, oh man, we're more left than I thought.
Yeah.
They're going the wrong way.
All right, so you guys pass the day. Don't see anything. Do you wish to push on?
Sure. Push them for this day. See how it goes.
Yeah, it's definitely on the closer side to us. So we don't feel like we have to go too far.
All right. Like I said, if we get a little lucky, maybe we can make it there today.
All right.
Just like camp outside of it.
I need each of you to roll me a 20-sider in the tower.
Come on, Nugget.
Come on, breakfast the second.
All right. The horses do not seem happy with, pushing on, but the first hour goes by. None of them have, faltered or anything like that, so they are still moving. Do you wish to go on for another hour? You figure you would need a total of 3 hours this evening to make it to where you think it's at, Raz.
Another what?
3 hours total, of which you've just done 1.
2 more checks.
2 more checks. Shoot, why not? Until the horses start giving out.
Okay, go ahead. Everyone roll me another 20 in the tower.
Time for Snowball to become useless.
They start sweating a little bit, like a little more wear and tear on them, but none of them have stopped. And the second hour goes by.
Push for the closer.
All right, 1 more 20
Yeah,
each in the tower.
Do you have anything that can heal the horse?
Not really.
Gunshot to the head.
You don't have a gun. Valis isn't here.
I'm naming my horse Glue.
And then
Alright.
they can collapse.
You hear a violent snapping sound.
As you
one of
get
the horses
into the
wink.
area where Raz is kind of thinking this might be happening, it's just, you figure it's probably about 8 o'clock at night in the summer, so the fall, so it's starting to get a little bit dark.
I can cross reference with Kruger. He's been in this neck of the woods too.
He has been, but he doesn't like to think about this. You guys kind of get off the horses and start walking them. Snowball and Nugget, unfortunately, seem to be having some ill effects.
So I get for naming it after a worthless person.
I'm not saying they're like crippled, but they're done.
It's about to be.
I didn't go a big enough chunk of chicken, obviously.
So I need each of you to roll me a perception check.
Kruger, cast their horse quick.
Our actual character, right?
off your character. Now, two of you have a lower DC than the other two because you've been here and so forth. And you know kind of what you're looking for.
It's been about 15
How's
years.
Zakara roll lower than you yet scored much higher than you, Raz?
He's trained. Faster.
Wow.
I watch all the goblins. I watch everything happening.
You
I'm
do.
Super Mom.
All right, Zakara, you got a decent roll there, but you don't really know where you're heading. Let me pull up my.
No one's talked to me.
The goddamn bones again.
I know you doubt their magic, but they are powerful bones.
Raz, Kruga, and Glizzik. Raz and Kruga know kind of what's going on here. Glizzik, you kind of infer
Favorite train mountain.
favorite train, secret stuff. Where's my notes? There it is. You come to a small, flat area. Off to the one side, you see graves. Multiple, single graves, and then what looks like a mound with, a mass grave. And as you guys are going, hey, I think this is it, you guys look over, and Kruga is not moving.
Like he's dead or he's just stopped?
He's stopped, staring.
Stop and stare.
Did it pop up for you, Kruga?
Yes.
All right. Enjoy.
At least I didn't prepare alchemist fire today.
Wow. Wow.
The bright side, it would take a metric fuck ton of alchemist fire at the level I know it to actually kill any of us, even Glizzik. We'd have to basically drown in the stuff.
Well, he is a goblin. He's not that tall.
Just stand in flaming sphere for long enough, I'll be fine. Toasty, but
You see Kruga kind of staring at the obvious burial mound. Raz, you recognize the area. It's where you helped bury the Iridian, your fellow soldiers in the single graves, and you mass dumped all the orcs in the mass grave.
Sounds about right.
Yep.
time for some resurrection.
You kind of look over, see that, and you're like, I think we're here, and that's when you notice Kruga staring at the mass grave.
Are we still on our horses?
No, you're
Okay, so
walking
I
and
dismount and I
leading
take
them.
all damage.
Nope. Give Kruga a minute to read his thing. He doesn't have to do any responses, so.
No 20 questions.
He's
Nope.
got the easy assignment. It's just reading, not right. Bio getting off the horse for us is like stepping off a bronco in art.
Yeah.
Ow, my leg.
You take fall damage just from the sheer distance.
We're
You
gonna have to
gotta
start
run down
pulling
the
stone
trail
off.
first.
If you had an elephant, they would lift their paw to lift, or a dragon, they would help you down.
I want an elephant now.
Because, they are trained to do that. Horses
Yeah,
don't give a
Instead of
shit.
Horses
instead of
don't have
top hat.
trunks. What are they gonna do? Let you down with their freaking tail?
Now, Raz, I do believe that we can somehow, between the two of us, suture trunks onto these horses.
And then heal them, and they'll be attached.
We just talked about industrial grade stapling stairs onto these things.
Maybe.
Some sort of mutation type mutagen, to grow the snout into a usable trunk.
Like to feed Kruga's swole horse a Drakeheart. Yeah.
Anything for the nat 20 crit success?
No, just what I said. You kind of figured this is a place too, from what Raz has said about it, about the fight and stuff.
So, which side seems to have more dead? I ask Raz. The good guys or the bad guys?
That's all a matter of perspective, especially in the hindsight.
I mean, overall, the humans lost more people, but
Yeah, Kruger will
Huzzah.
actually speak up. We killed more of them than they killed of us.
Friggin' Longshank. Still, the goblin's like, yeah, that's a long chest.
I thought I remembered that name when you said it, Raz. Grunik, correct?
Yes, the dwarf in charge of why so many of them died that day.
He has my father's axe.
Does he?
Yes.
Seems like him. He did seem a man who appreciated taking things from those he, not even necessarily he felled, just were felled.
He was a coward, and it took two of the remaining men to take down my father, Grunik being one of them.
The other was
oh
probably
shit!
his little toady corporal he had with him at the time. I'm not sure if he would be with him now or where he would be, but the two were. Well, the corporal was more or less attached to the man's hip.
What did he look like?
I don't actually know if I put much of a description on this frickin'
I don't think you did.
kid. But the image that comes to my head is going to be some young human. I don't think he would have been much more than 20 at most. Brown hair, maybe a little bit on the scrawnier side, but he was obviously a soldier, so there's going to be some, at least, capacity for strength in there. He was probably just more of a dexterous sort of fighter. And basically was the yes man to Grunik. His favorite corporal because he never took no lip.
Does it sound like that? I mean, obviously the guy was probably in armor or whatever, but potentially
been.
fitting the description.
Could have been.
It may have been him. It's hard to tell. In the heat of battle and wearing armor.
I see how it is. Mystic pops in, and then he's all like,
I
"Wait a
say, did
minute."
anyone else see him in here for a moment?
Yeah.
Because we were talking about dwarves. You
He popped
left.
in, then he popped out and went into PUBG.
Of course. I thought it would work until like 8 or 9 o'clock his time.
Oh. Might be on lunch. Who knows?
True. All right, so you are here. You actually see the small cave area, Raz. The question is, do you guys win now, close to night, after traveling all day, or do you rest for the evening and go in fresh in the morning?
I would like to see if we were the first ones here before we stir up too much dirt.
Well, there's no horses around here, and they said they were on horseback, and the horses aren't going into the cave.
We could have left them further out. I just want to make sure there isn't like an obvious trail of fresh dirt or something heading in.
No, but there's a trail of breadcrumbs, but it has nothing to do with that. If you wish to check,
Oh man, I left those there like 15 years ago.
you can roll some survival checks and look for tracks.
But we already see like the mouth of the cave.
Oh yeah.
If he's doing that, I want to check specifically inside the cave.
I mean, I can't really do a survival. I'm not trained. It's not really my wheelhouse. I would just like walk in and be all like, "Yep, I see dirt, and there's some dirt, and I don't know if that footprint is 15 years old or not."
I can check for tracks.
You want to check outside, and I'll check inside.
Sure.
All right. I get a +1 to my check inside the cave because it's considered underground, right?
Sure.
It's literally underground.
Yeah. I have terrain expertise underground from my deep work heritage.
Well, they're out there doing their thing, naughty. You know, if we are the first ones here, and they come in behind us, unless you bring your goblins in, I don't think they're going to survive.
I'm going to hero point that.
I thought you guys wanted the goblins to watch the horses, though.
I don't
I
think
was
they're-
gonna beat.
well, I don't
I was
think they're
gonna beat them so they don't eat.
I mean, I don't think they're going to arbitrarily kill the horses. They'd rather sooner take them, I would imagine. But the goblins, not so lucky on that end. Maybe we have them hide off somewhere nearby.
Yeah, that might be a better idea.
If Grunik's on his way here, he's the same dwarf I knew anyway. He'll be relatively single-minded. If they're hiding off far enough away to not even be a factor here, then perhaps they would just be completely missed.
Zargan, you said that we really couldn't see tracks or anything here on the area where you are. Is it because of the terrain is not like soft dirt? It's
It
just
is
mostly
not.
hard scrabble stone.
Yes, and well, you can't. I mean, you have to check. There's nothing obvious, and it looks like Zakara and Kruger are checking now.
I'll try and explain the concept to them of what we're trying to ask them to do to,
Goblins.
go hide out of sight and keep the horses out of sight. Do not eat them, or Kruger will beat the crap out of you until you're dead. And then we'll bring you back to life so he can beat you to death again.
Okay, you think you explained that to them? They kind of take the horses and head
I
north.
will leave them with some of my food too.
Okay.
So they have stuff to eat.
Okay.
I'm sure they can find their own as well. They're goblins after all. What won't they eat?
Okay, Zakara, you don't really find anything outside the cave. Just no real signs of tracks. No. You can't really tell. You're not sure if anything's been through here recently or not. Inside Kruger, you go into some caves. I mean, it's like a little cave complex. You go in probably about 15, 20 foot looking around. You're kneeling down and stuff. From what you can tell, no one's been in here for quite a while. You're not sure how long, but definitely nothing recent. Tango.
Right. I'll come back and kind of meet up with Zakara.
I don't know. Because there's a baby.
Now 100% less horse out here.
There is. You come back out, and the horses are all gone, and so are the goblins.
That's fine. They were slowing me down anyway.
Which? The goblins or the horses?
Both.
Yeah. Not wrong either. I'm pretty sure Krug is faster than the horses, but we were slowing down his travel.
I'll just come out to Zakara. Nothing has been in there for a while.
I don't see any tracks out here either. Looks like we beat them.
And we shall do so soon as well.
Do
So
you think
you
we
guys-
should make?
Okay.
Do you think we should make camp inside the cave,
Can I spend that co-op money to get some cultivating books?
or
Yeah.
'Cause I got
I don't know what resides in there. Being inside would certainly shield us from observation outside. But the fact of the matter is we also led horses to this area, so someone else could track those here as well.
true?
I lean over to Raz and I'm like, I feel like the bones are telling me that there's great treasure inside here. Do you know what it could be?
For once, I don't doubt your reading. This is a
I-
ruin.
I was trying to ask them whether it'd be better to set up an ambush or to try and search for treasure inside it, and they definitely said that there's some huge treasure in it.
This is a ruin of a very old civilization. What they did back then was nothing short of miraculous by our standards for both magic and technology. I don't doubt there's good things to find down there, but that can work against us as well. They were dangerous things that they made from time to time. If we set the
They're
trap,
dangerous thing.
I'm sure. I can't
Spot.
imagine. The civilization had they were big on constructs and all that fun stuff too, right?
The civilization as a whole, not necessarily.
But
But I mean, they had floating cities, flying ships. They had, I mean, everything you could think
highest
of.
fantasy.
Yeah,
Just saying that, Thrall.
it's kind of, yeah.
Yeah, more or less explain that much as well. So it's really, I'm not sure what we'll find here. This could be a fallen chunk of a city that's been buried over the ages. It could be a bunker, a military outpost, a farmstead that grew mushrooms. For all I know, I
What
did not
kind of
Mushrooms.
mushrooms?
They're good on steak.
Sky's
You
the
just
limit.
hear a slight scream in the background from Belly.
All I, really,
Mushrooms, no.
all I really found was that this rune was essentially on the door to this place. So wherever you would mount a rune like this that allows you to create things that you should not be able to without more components, but on your front door, man. And the cavern that leads up to it is partially ruined as well, right? Like you get near the back of it,
It was caves from what you remember,
but then the actual.
but there are like
door-
bits and pieces of like definitely worked stone in the cave. You're not sure if the, not sure
so
which
there's a
way it
chance
was.
So you're not like. So there was a chance that this door where I found this rune on was actually part of like a larger structure at some point. Not
Correct.
literally the front door.
Correct.
So it's hard to say what we'll be walking into. Just
Because back during when they all fell, I mean,
robots
it's
are
like,
again.
like Newton. Stupid. How about now?
That's better.
When they all fell and died,
Never mind.
when they all fell and died, it was apocalyptic. So terrain was changed, and
It's truly hard to say what we'll find there. My research only showed me what tidbits people have found over the years. So assume the worst and be surprised if it's not. I expect nothing more than death traps and machinery and perhaps constructs or magical traps and everything you would want people with a bit of staying power or fortitude of their own. That's why I did not return for so long.
Perhaps you gotta remember, I'm invincible. I will say it again. Nothing can kill me. I am a god. All that sounds wonderful. These are things that we could take for ourselves and to use.
Indeed.
With almost no danger whatsoever.
I don't know about that, but I found this on the door, the rune. I found this on the door at the back of a cave. What else could we find if we delved deeper, you know?
That
Didn't you?
Ah,
You
they're
got
back.
me
I
jump
was
3 feet.
following the expert. Zakara steps from the shadows, and all of a sudden she has a much larger shadow step out from behind her.
No one expects a Spanish Inquisition.
I guess we're. Yeah.
I figured we'd be heading back to them after we confirmed that there hadn't been movement.
I mean, we're basically just right outside the cave anyway. So.
Is this the place you got your stone from?
It is.
No. Oh, you mean Raz?
In the back of the cave there, it was in a little indent in the wall, which I later found out that evening there was a entryway or a door, but was not able to explore it. Rebecca knows of it as well. She was there with me when I found this. That's why I assume Grunek is bringing her back. He wants to come back here for one reason or another, and knows that she knows how to find it.
Are we to kill her as well?
Very much not. She is quite precious to me. I have no doubt she is being dragged along this journey. If not against her will, then certainly under false pretenses. I bore all of Grunek's ire when we found this stone and I made my escape. Rebecca managed to keep her career, her life, more or less intact. It was an expense I was willing to pay for her. She stood up to him as well, as much as I did, but he wanted a scapegoat, and I was more than happy to be that.
So, is Rebecca your friend or foe?
A friend. An intellectual peer.
No kill. Got it.
As far as humans go, relatively smart. She breaks the mold.
Did
Stupid.
you did you ever figure out what that stone was? I know you experiment with it, you use it for your elixirs, right?
I do. Most I've been able to find is that the stone itself is just what brings this clay material I actually use to me. It teleports it here, and that's all it does. This material itself is something else, something separate. And that's what fills in the gaps of my elixirs.
That's
Yeah, that's what I've always figured it was, Zargan. It brings it here. I don't know what
That's
the
what
stuff
you've
is.
discovered.
All the stone does is bring this here, and then I use the goop to fill in the missing pieces of any particular formula I know. I can use very little of what you actually need, and it figures out what I'm trying to make, fills in the blanks, though only remains potent for the day. Still quite the discovery, though. If this is the sort of thing they had mainstream everywhere, then, well, a little rock in an inlet does this. I want to find out what else is down there, and if the vision I had is correct, may even be an answer to the bleaching down there. Though that does bring up one point. The vision I had Grunik following in behind us. I figured we'd beat them here for one reason or another. But if it stays on track, there's going to come a point when I find what I'm going to be looking for down there. And Grunik will show up, and he'll kill Rebecca in front of me.
So clearly we should kill him before then.
Very much so.
we know that some of the visions aren't going to come true, but they are possibilities. Like Thag's vision is probably never going to come true unless we resurrect him. So
Part of it will come true. He just won't be there to see it.
right.
My guess is that it shows you the future as it currently is, but I don't think it's set in stone.
I think his future's that maybe.
Either way, I very much like Rebecca's throat to remain intact instead of slit. By the end
Sure.
of this.
How durable is she?
She was a medic like I was in the field. She dabbled in alchemy as I taught her what she knew. I would not say she was a complete pushover, but Grunik, for all of his faults, was a dwarf of a more stereotypical constitution. He could take a hit, and he could dish one out. I doubt if it came down to it that Rebecca would have much chance if kept in his clutches. That would be about effective as me in your clutches. Different strengths. It's unfortunate I no longer have Nathir. It would have been a nice way to keep something up here that could at least give me some form of a warning when they arrived and began to trail after us.
I could have one of the goblins pretend to be your snake.
Well, it was more for the empathetic connection. Perhaps a little bit of tinkering with him in the morning could give him more of a telepathic bond. At least that's what my idea was when we were coming up here originally, but now I am sans one snake.
Well, if we're gonna go in, why don't we go in now while they're not here and take a look around at least and see? You said that the place that you found your stone was not too far from here at the entrance.
Pretty much the back of the cave. It doesn't go too far back. There was an old cache from the war back here that we had found when we stayed here for the evening and discovered it. We were destroying most of it when I had found it.
Do we go in or wait here to ambush them?
I wouldn't say go in.
I would be. My curiosity would want me to have to go in. Well, there is. I'm curious to think why the vision would already have us placed inside if we could simply just wait here to find them. On the one hand, I know where I will find him, down below, at least according to the vision. And for all I know, perhaps it's been 15 years. For all I know, there's another entrance somewhere nearby.
Good point.
And I have a hard time thinking. I cannot think of a reason why Grudnik would want to come back here specifically after so long. For all I know, he's been coming up here regularly.
Maybe he's eaten a bunch of items he found or just something here, you know.
I know he's got a hell of a chip on his shoulder, apparently, about what I did. In fact, didn't you say your mother was speaking to your father recently, giving him information about us?
Well, at least she told him where I was, but I guess it was just the one time.
This is a bit of a hypothetical, but what if somebody simply masqueraded as your mother that one time?
What do you mean?
The thought that just came into my head is, what if someone knows what we're doing, where we're going, and is putting these actions into motion?
Oh, like it wasn't really my mother.
At least that one time, at the very least. And somebody else may have just told Grudnik where we would be going. It's just a thought. I'm trying to figure out why he would even want to come here, and that would likely do it if he wanted to get back at me for whatever reason.
It's true I have no proof that that was my mother, and she disappeared so long ago. It does seem odd. Where's the Ankh?
Safe.
I left
Let's
it
grab
back.
from the
Back.
government.
I left it back at
Safe.
the dragon lair.
With top men.
Who?
There's some goblins wheeling it into a warehouse right now. I'm with all these other bots.
Yep.
Do you think maybe?
No, I have it here in my bag, and I pat it.
Do you think maybe the Ankh had something to do with it?
Just going off of your idea. I mean, the Ankh is the whole reason we left when we did.
It would definitely have a reason to get you a weapon that's might be important for killing a bunch of undead one day. It may be important for me to get my hands on something that could subvert death, at least in some regard.
I just wanted to ask it some questions, see if it answered back. Or have you tried talking to it?
Yeah. So far, it's been tight-lipped. Well, it doesn't have lips, but you know what I fashion a pair of lips for it. Maybe that's what it needs to talk more. I'm just muttering to myself, but you can hear it out loud. But he does rummage through his sack and bring out the Ankh. And he does the not even where he's doing it as he presents it to you with his two hands up.
Well, I'll reach out to take it, and
Nothing happens
Try-
to you when you touch it.
I'll try to ask it in my mind. Is anyone in here?
Minute goes by. 20 seconds, 30 seconds. No reply.
I shrug and hand it towards Raz. Have you tried this yet?
Maybe we should set up camp before we try talking to a rock.
I think it's made of metal. I guess
Seems
it's
to
rock.
be. No, the picture was just it leaning against a rock.
It's not a bad idea in any case.
So you guys are spending the night, not going in now.
I want to go in so bad.
Well, I'd rather we be rested. We just had a full day of travel. Yes, on the back of a horse, but still. I expect to find
Well, are we gonna camp at the entrance to the cave or go camp over where the goblins have the horses?
I would not mind camping in the cave, as Kruger mentioned, a good shelter, and it'll allow me an opportunity to remember how to open this thing. As to your question, Zakara, I have tried to talk to it once, but it never responded.
All right, you hand it to Raz. He kind of grabs it. Nothing happens.
All right, camp.
All right, you guys go into the cave. There's not a whole lot of like open areas, but definitely room in there. You guys can camp inside. You guys start setting up camp.
Okay. And I'm bringing the horses and the goblins in with us if there's room.
There is not room for horses.
So we'd have to pick up the horses just outside the cave.
If that's where you want to leave them, or let's set them off with the goblins like a mile or so to the north, like originally planned.
I don't know if I trust them all night with the horses though.
That's up to you.
Did give them a whole day's worth of rations, so they should be okay. And getting here was more important than leaving, I suppose. So.
Once I kind of get my stuff set up, I'm gonna reach into my backpack. Is there like a is there like a wall that's like fairly like prominent here?
I mean, there's several cave walls
Well,
in the cave.
Well, is there any like is any surface like flat or not, like more flat than others?
Like wall-wise, no. But you guys haven't
Okay.
explored it. You guys have gone like 20 feet into it and kind of laying out your bedrolls and so forth. There's more to the cave. It's not like
Oh, yeah,
one big
obviously.
cave. It's more like tunnels.
There's parts of the ground that are fairly
Flat, yes.
Okay, once I get my stuff set up, I'm gonna make like how big is like the flat part of the floor of the cave?
Maybe a foot or two. I mean, it depends on how flat you want it.
Doesn't have to be super flat. Essentially what like I want to do is I want to make a fairly big and noticeable marking of the symbol of Nurul on the ground using the chalk.
Okay.
And that's basically it.
Yeah, you can do that. Why don't you go in and roll me a crafting to see how well you do?
Crafting.
That's what that would be.
Can one of us assist him for an 8?
If he wishes assistance.
I would
someone can
only
offer
take assistance from Glizzic.
Wow. Racist
He's the only one who's shown like any interest in the rules, so
that's okay, because after you guys set up your stuff, Raz goes off exploring into the cave on his own anyways. What are you doing while they're playing with chalk on the floor there, Zakara?
Nothing really, just helping to get camp set out.
Okay.
And keeping an eye.
What about the goblins and the horses?
I guess I'm resigned since they can't fit in here with us to do like a mile to the north like you're talking.
Okay. Okay. All right, you guys get down there and draw your symbol of the Reaper. Go ahead and roll your crafting glizzy to assist.
Nice.
That is a success. You are a master, so that is +2 for Kruga. No,
Is that
no.
not a
Round
critical
is the other
success?
way. Round is the other way.
Is
No,
there
there's
any critical?
there are no criticals on
Oh,
aiding.
But if you're a certain level, you get the better bonus. Yeah.
Correct. If you're master, it becomes +2, and legendary is +3.
Yeah.
Did you add plus?
Yeah.
He did. All right, it takes you about 10 minutes to kind of crudely chalk this out. It doesn't look really great, but it's for those who know what the symbol is, it's recognizable.
Keep practicing, Kruger. You're only gonna get better than this.
Raz, while they're doing this, you go back where you think that door is, and it's still there. It looks just like it was when you last saw it, with those runes on it and so forth.
Well, opening it should be about the same affair as last time. No, it took a little doing last.
You didn't know. You've never opened this door.
I think you said I freaking found that it continued on. Or did I just find out that it just was a door?
Just found that it was a door.
Okay.
You assume it continues on.
All right. I want to try to figure out how this thing, what makes this thing tick then. I don't know what check that would be, but I'd imagine trying to find some interaction either between a more manual way of opening it that's probably...
Because that is what the runes say on it. I don't know if you have your vision pulled up or not.
Yeah, I got it.
Because you figured one of your friends could probably open it, because you don't know how. There's no handle, no nothing on it.
All right.
And that's all that the runes say on the door.
I'll eventually come back to the group once they're
Yep.
done setting up their little symbol and once the car is kind of done setting up the camp. Well, there's some rune work on the door. There's a message on there. I picked up this language that they spoke back in these days since I've been here last. They read as entrance to the Fizzwiggle Synthetic Academy. Only those who are gifted may enter. Death awaits those who fail.
A really inviting message.
Since this is an era where magic was more or less the dominant force in the world, I would imagine someone with a bit of magic might be what they are referring to, but that's just a guess.
I'm happy to take a look at it, but I definitely don't have any magic.
She's a
Next thing I-
liar. She's an archmage.
Oh, as I mentioned, the only guess I could have beyond you taking a crack at it would be to see if someone could throw some magic at it, which rounds that squarely on Glizzik's ballpark.
I'll start walking towards the door. So you're saying this used to be an academy?
That's what the text says, yes. A synthetic academy.
Up here in the middle of nowhere?
Well, it likely wasn't up here all the time. They did have flying cities back then. Could just simply be where it landed and settled. Or it could be a bunker.
Flying city. That might be... We should make our kingdom a flying city.
Well, if we can figure out how to do it, then I'm sure many people would be willing to be reaching out to try to learn that technology. Near as I know, that hasn't been replicated since, right, Zargan?
Oh, no.
If you're saying something, I can't hear you.
No, definitely not.
Okay. Yeah, that might be
That's
right.
like level 30 magic.
Yeah, that might be right up the alley of we haven't quite caught back up. in that magic department. Who knows though? Maybe we'll find something here that would help with it.
It's a level serum. Every time you drink it, you gain a level.
The rare candy.
Yep. It's a rare fruit.
But is it low hanging?
It has to be for you guys.
Figured we'll have you take a look first.
Right
See what
back.
you can find on the mundane side, and all else fails, we have Glizzic throw something big and explosive at it.
Alright, so I will start off with looking for traps since it warns of death.
Go ahead and roll me that thievery. Or no, I'm sorry, perception for looking.
Okay, and from my trap finder feat, I have a +2.
Yep. Are you good with the 27?
Yep, because I'm saving my hero point for when I failed to try to open it.
Gotcha. Alright, you kind of look it over. You do not find any kind of traps on it. There is a small keyhole that you think you might be able to pick a lock, because it's definitely like locked or held or something on it.
Okay, I will take a crack at it.
Roll me your thievery.
She like goes in towards this thing. It doesn't happen to be the same size as the Wellspring rune, is it?
No.
Okay. Just want to make sure she's not picking the hole this thing came out of.
No, the Wellspring rune came out of a small like pedestal off to the side.
Gotcha.
I thought he was saying he got it from the door. That was something else.
It was not from the door, no.
Apparently something else.
Okay, so this doesn't have any missing pieces on it.
Nope. You pull out your tools, carefully slide them in.
I will
And-
hero point that.
Okay.
Hey, there you go.
Alright.
Slightly better.
You take a few moments. I believe it's, what is it? Is it 2 actions for you now? To pick?
One action now.
1 action now? Okay. I can remember if it went from 3 to 2 or from 2 to 1. You spend an action, you get a critical success, and you pick 2 parts of the lock. You feel there's only 1 left.
Alright, I'll try it again.
Alright, since you have no hero points, I don't have to wait to see if you want to spend one. That succeeds. You get in there, click, and put a little push on the door, and the door opens like a, half inch or so.
And from what we can see, it looks pitch black beyond.
Yes, and there's a hallway.
Oh, that wasn't too bad.
Very nice. Gifted with a lockpick, it seems.
I've been practicing a bit after what happened at the museum.
And we'll never have another multi-lockpick trap again.
Oh, I would not say that. Alright, door is open. You guys going in? Or going back to your camp?
I think we were going to rest for the evening. We just wanted to see if we could open the thing for tomorrow.
Okay.
Since, we are on the tail end of a full day of travel. May have been the horses doing the walking, but you can still get fatigued other ways.
Yep. Alright, you guys kind of debate whether you want to go in and finally decide no, you're going to head back to your little camp.
Glizzy did bring up one point. If they're coming through this way, they'd have to go through us if they got here.
And you guys kind of set up your watches, bed down, and go to sleep.
Those goblins are probably fine. They'll have their own encounter with a bear or something. They'll be alright.
You gotta set up your watches, and the night passes.
I'm now on day 3 of familiar death.
Does anyone need to?
Oh, wait, that's right.
Doesn't matter because that's be downtime.
Yeah, downtime.
Does anyone need to change spells or?
Nope.
I'm just gonna fiddle.
And what was
Listen,
that, Naughty?
Everybody's a robot.
No, it's like almost like he's not pushing. Like he says a word, let's go. Just push to talk. Is another word.
I'm fiddling. Just it's gonna
Okay.
take like 5 seconds.
Yep. Are you gonna fiddle with yourself too, Raz?
Fiddle in the middle, but you got much.
I think I'm gonna swap out Skin Stitch for Dark Vision because we're about to go into an underground place. Might need to see in the dark.
You might. Gonna throw that into the chat for me. Into our chat, like you do normally.
Yes. And then I'll take one of them right away, obviously.
Yep.
And it does last only like 8 hours, so I got another one if they need it at that point.
Okay.
Alright, got rid of the Skin Stitch and got Dark Vision. Alright, everyone's ready. You guys get up in the morning, eat your cold breakfast there, and you're ready to have the day. What would you like to do?
Right. I updated the list rather than posting a brand new one.
Okay. Was that the only thing you changed?
Yeah, that's the only change.
Okay.
Well, so we gather our stuff and then kick in the door. Munchkin, stop now.
You don't have to kick
Maybe
the door in.
ask
It's
her to be
already
nice and
unlocked.
kick in the door for
Mhm.
You didn't have to resort to Kruger breaking the door down.
Sure, would have been fine, right?
There's a chance.
You wouldn't happen to have any glue on you that could hold the door shut against guy following us not getting.
Nope, no sovereign glue yet.
Alright, you guys go past the door. 10-foot wide hallway, goes about 30 feet. That opens up into a large chamber about 30 feet, about 30 foot square. You are in the middle of the. I don't have a map, so it's all going to be theater of mind for most of this. Middle of the south wall, because you're heading north. In the middle of each of the other walls are iron doors with runes on them. So you're coming into a room with 3 doors on the middle of each of the other walls with iron doors on them covered with runes. The floor is pitch black and covered with large golden runes, approximately a foot in size each. The room is lit, not brightly lit, but like dimly lit from an unknown source. You guys are still in the hallway, so what would you like to do?
How many runes would you say?
They're about a foot big, and you're about probably, I don't know, there's hundreds.
Like,
There-
is there any room in between them, I'm guessing?
Very little. No, if you're walking in this room, you're walking on top of runes.
Any way of kind
I
of
just-
what is the purpose of these runes? Like Arcana? Or
I have read aura, and that's what I was hoping to maybe do, but it's going to take like a minute to do, I think.
You guys
Just
kind of
to
take
see
a
it.
minute and take turns looking at the runes. Raz, you don't need to necessarily do your read aura because they're not really, well, I won't say they're not magical.
I'm just trying to
but-
determine if there's magic in the room, if it would
Oh,
show
okay.
up to me. That's kind of what I'm using it for. Because 3rd level, which is heightened, it's a cantrip. I can do up to 10 objects. So door, and some runes in front of us or something, if that's what it's saying.
Okay.
And if it is magic, I can also get the school of magic it is, so like
Yep.
transmutation or
Yep, I just looked it up.
if it's an object that's illusory, we only detect the effect if it's lower than my read aura spell. So It would have to be second or first level spells.
Gotcha. All right. Glizzy starts casting that. Raz, you come up and look at them. The runes on the floor are alchemical runes for ingredients. Like some of them are for like simple things like eye of bat, powdered silver. Other ones are more complex for like compounds.
They're like runic.
They're alchemical
runic-
symbols for ingredients.
Hmm.
Then you kind of look at the doors, and the runes on the doors are symbols for alchemical items. Like elixir of life. That's not one of them, but
Right.
so
Kinda
forth.
like the ye olde Mage War era Latin runic
Correct.
description.
But it's not in Metzger. It's all alchemical.
right.
And you finish your spell, Glizzik. You are almost blinded by like everything in here gives off abjuration and or evocation magic. Like everything
There's a
you look
lot
at.
of defensive and blasty magic in here, Raz. A lot.
And I think I know why. Look at the door. Well, I suppose you can't read them, but
I can see the door. It glows, so my eyes.
it's just burnt out sockets at this point. Yeah,
The goggles,
I
they do
see
not.
'em.
The SpongeBob guy with the eyes.
These symbols
Sock.
are all. They're all representative symbols of ingredients for alchemical recipes. Like that one is salt, and this one over here, eye of bat. That one over there is sulfur. Then now look at one of the doors across the way, and that one seems to be an actual completed object.
Roll me a crafting check, Raz. And which door are you looking at?
I'll start with that's a hero point.
Speak
Uh,
plainly, man.
I'll start with the one on the right, or whatever.
Okay.
The penitent man kneels
You're
before
right. I got you.
Woo! That was close.
God.
All right. That one says you recognize it. Moderate elixir of life.
That one over there is elixir of life, not far off from
Hey.
the one I have. Then I'll kind of look at the ground.
Chalk,
Cool.
buddy. I bring out my chalk. Are you gonna mark a path for people to follow?
Well, my thought here, that might be useful. Yes, keep that handy. My thought here is to step on the ingredients that create what is labeled on the door. 'Cause there's, you said there's like hundreds of runes in here, right?
Well, yeah, because each one's about a foot big.
Right.
So you got, I mean, from you to the other door, it'd be like 10, 12 runes maybe. If you stepped on every one.
We have to hop.
As you're looking, go with your theory, Raz. Right in front of you is, the two runes in front. And you go, okay, that's one, that's one. Then there's like a little jump of over one or two runes, and there's another one. But your theory seems to hold. You can
Create a path.
by using the ingredients to that door.
There will be small skips. It's if the theory is correct, of course. But going over the ingredients I know of, it would lead to that door if I were to do, say, the elixir of life, starting with the base rune here. Almost all of them are water of some kind, and then going from step to step, I can see a path that would lead to the door.
And the ones where you're skipping over a rune or two, they're not like, you won't have to make any rolls. It's not like you have to jump 10 feet.
Right.
That's
So
the runes are only a
pop
foot
up.
big. You kind of do it like, a long, a stride for Kruger, but might be a little hot for like you and Blizzik.
Well, it's one way to find out for sure.
Do you know
Okay.
what the other two doors are for recipes?
Can I see them from here, Zargan?
You can see them, yeah. Remember, the room is dimly lit from somewhere.
I do have dark vision.
Yep. Which
Can
one
I
you
then
want to roll
find it?
next?
One straight. I assume it's a door left, right, and forward.
Correct.
Okay, the one straight ahead. Woohoo!
Wow.
Cheater.
Oh, you
Add that
definitely.
formula
You
to your
look
book.
at that. You're like, oh, I know that one. Moderate bottled lightning.
And then the one on the left. I'm in my element. I'm gonna get such shit rolls next time.
Look at that
You
horrible roll. Not nearly as good as your last.
you recognize the product, and when I tell you what it is, and you may remember why, it's Philosopher's Stone.
Son of a bitch.
You might be able to recall one or two of the ingredients, but you have
Yeah.
no fucking clue.
All right. Like, look at the one on the left, and there'll be that look of recognition, but also frustration.
As you're looking at them, trying to ID what the products are, you also notice they are labeled in Matt's ear. The one to the right or the east says student quarters. The one directly across from you says laboratories. And the one to the left says master's quarters.
Okay. I'll relay that as well as I'm going over. One straight ahead. This is a recipe for bottled lightning. The text on the door is laboratories. The one on the right was students' quarters. The one on the left, I think I only recognize this because of our first adventure together. Philosopher's Stone. No, I couldn't deign to begin what the actual path to that one is.
You can try to do. I might give you a roll to kind of remember part of it because you did copy a page or two from the book.
I just didn't know what the hell I was looking at the time.
Right. So you might be able to match up one or two, but you're not. The rest are going to be guesses.
Fine, I can throw people 30 feet. So.
You could throw someone right at the door as long as you make a decent roll and they hit the door.
The text.
The question is do you have to hit the ingredients for the door to be able to be opened? Let's try one of the easier ones first before throwing someone there who can't get back.
They can get back.
The one on the left is labeled as master's quarters, so it's likely the most invaluable thing to find would be through there. But I agree. Let's just test the theory first.
Where should I step?
Well, the first step would be, I imagine the first steps are always going to be pretty easy. It's just a base catalyst.
Correct.
First step should be this rune right here. And I will definitely be following basically right behind him, so I can kind of point between his legs which rune to go to, rather than having to like tell him, like, oh, 1 to your 3 o'clock or whatever.
Kruger, do you want the chalk so you can mark the spots where we need to walk?
I still kind of have I'll just pull out the chalk that I was using last night.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're.
I say most of you guys. I think you all have chalk.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, this one here. And then...
Do you step on that one, Kruger?
Yeah, as soon as he says.
All right, you step on it. Nothing happens.
Just like with all confidence, there's not any hesitation at all.
Glad I didn't get him blown up.
And which way are you going? You going to the elixir of life, the student quarters, or the lab?
Student quarters.
Yeah. Okay.
Simple here. Looking at the path here, would the path to the bottled lightning, is there a way to get to it from the students' quarters, or would you have to come back here and start from here?
Make me a crafting check, because you're kind of trying to picture this at a different angle now.
Well, there's thousands of runes too.
You're not sure. You might have to come back here, but it doesn't make sense. You should have a way to go from one to the other. You just don't see it from where you're at.
Would he be able to re-roll that if I pick him up and like hold him over my head?
Nope. But if you'd done that first, I might have gave him a bonus.
I was going to, but he had already rolled. I was like, I'm gonna. Oh, okay.
That's fine. That's fine. I'll be able to tell when we get over there anyway.
Bio, it's quarter to 11.
I do got to go in like 5 minutes.
Okay.
So I'm basically going to map out the path here.
Okay.
A bit of aloe vera there, some extract of almond.
Are you marking them as you go?
Yes.
The chalk does not write on them.
Son of a bitch.
Abjuration, baby. You kind of make a mark, and as you finish, the beginning of the mark is just like disappearing.
Try laying a copper piece down or some bread or something.
Does a copper piece work?
You put a copper piece down?
I put a copper piece down.
All right, mark one off. It's laying on the ground.
I'm marking off 1 copper.
We can get them back on the way out, man. Don't worry.
I'll do the copper piece.
All right, mark off
Then-
10 copper for this path.
No, my copper. Takes me down to 335 left. I'm
Yeah.
broke.
Now,
You
I'm not saying that it wouldn't be awesome to, when we come back, move some of those coppers to other squares in case somebody's following us, just to give them some,
Keep in mind, it will likely be. This is probably why Grunik is dragging her with it, because he wouldn't be bothered to learn the first thing about alchemy. She will likely be the one forging the path. I'd rather not get her blown up.
Okay. I just want to.
You and Kruger make your way across, right to the door. Stepping on the runes as Raz touches to Kruger, nothing happens.
I know how to make elixir of life.
Moderate, not just elixir life, moderate. They are different.
A bit of troll blood here, a little vampire dust there. This is all mundane.
So, is this a formula that you already have? I yell across.
If it wasn't, he wouldn't know how to do it.
I was hoping you'd get some cool stuff.
Coincidentally, the odd properties of dragon blood made a very nice fortifier for my elixir of life. And as it turns out, this last rune here should be the right one.
Okay, Kruger, you're in front of the front end of the door.
Is there like some sort of like handle or anything, or?
There is. There's like a little push thing on it. There's not like a turn, like a doorknob or nothing, but looks like it's just like a push door.
Students' quarters.
Any more shaman tricks before I open this door?
The door's just labeled, right?
Correct.
Not that I can see.
I'm
it,
assuming
it's not
Glizik
right
and
now.
Zakar are following behind.
Yes.
Okay.
I might want to wait and see if he explodes first, but then yes, I'd like to follow.
Okay, so Kruger, Raz, Zakar, and Glizzy's still back in the hallway. Got it.
I managed to open the door. I'll follow.
Yeah, I'll just open the door if he says that.
All right, you kind of put your hand up and give it a little push, and the door opens easily. And you see
so strong.
basically, yeah. And you see a hallway about 5 foot wide, goes down about 20 foot. Looks like it opens up into another large chamber. And we are stopping here tonight.
Well,
Well, go ahead. I mean, we're not, but what did you want to say?
I was gonna ask. Now that we're in the room, if we turn around and look at it, is there any symbol on the back of the south door?
The door, there wasn't a door. The door, you were in a hallway, not
Oh, it came from a hallway. We
You
didn't
came
have to
from a
open the door
hallway.
for this.
correct. So, pretty much Kruger, Raz, and Zakara step into the hallway to go into a large chamber up ahead. Are you going to join them, Glizzik? Or are you still staying there at the moment?
No, as soon as they open the door, I was going to start walking the same path.
Okay. You kind of hurry up and catch up with them. And like I said, we will stop it here. But
Boy.
go ahead.
Raz, do you want me to pick up your copper pieces as I go so that you can get them back just now?
Now that we're at this side, can I figure out if there's a path from here to the other doors, or are we?
Yes. Now that you're here, you can look at from the correct angle. I want to make you make a roll. You're like, you go. You can see the path now.
From this door to the next.
Correct. From this door to either of the doors. You think?
You think? Yeah, on the last one anyway. Go ahead and take them, Glizzik. I can see a path. To
You
the
heard
next
him.
one.
Put them in your pocket.
Well, I'm going to return them to him. It's copper.
If it was gold though, like okay, I'll keep it.
As you're picking these up, Glizzik,
Here's
you
your
notice
ring.
the first one you picked up is hot.
It's starting to melt them. Good thing we picked.
Possibly. As you get closer, as you're going, they get cooler and cooler though. So your logic might be correct.
Okay. I will return them to Raz. Hot one first.
Yep. It's only warm by the time he gives it to you.
Ha
I assume
ha.
it's been held in his palm. His cold ass palm that suddenly has heat. This freaking caffeine consumption of the student body and the faculty must have been catastrophically high if they have to freaking map out ingredients just to get to class.
Why would they need to map it out? They already know what they are. If
Yeah.
Hey, either you're skilled or you die.
So I
That's
can use
why I'm still alive.
prestidigitations are going to slowly cool off or worm stuff. So I'll try and cool
Yep.
them off.
Or I'm sorry, you're gifted or die, not skilled. And you figure, Rads, for 1 or 2 year alchemy student, knowing these formulas would not be that impossible. Especially if they're like at a school. Not many people get a schooling. They get here's some basics, go, get out. You know what I mean? Kind of like you. But if there was an actual school that taught alchemy,
so what you're saying is I'm basically a 2-year student with this formula.
Basically, it's
that
not
I
a very
just picked up this level.
Well, you're only ninth level. You got a ways to go, sir. But it does make you wonder, what's in the master's quarters?
2-year student, according to
And
Matt's
probably
weird
a 4 to 5
culture.
year degree. Probably about a 4.5 year degree. But what's in the master's quarters? That's a level 20 formula to get in there.
Yeah.
Or maybe you don't even need it, and it's all a lie, and the runes don't do anything.
Well, if anybody could survive whatever happens, it's probably Kruger.
Where's a goblin when you need one?
Oh, he can chuck like the goblin and the gnome somewhere.
Just make sure the goblin gives you the light stick first.
I'm gonna need that back, please.
Yep.
The real trick is that it doesn't actually do anything bad to you. It just like paints you red or something, so you become a ridicule of the day for the other students. Look at this little joker. He couldn't even get a fucking elixir or a life, right?
Maybe it paints you red with your own blood.
No. There's only one way to find out. Alrighty, folks. Thanks for playing this evening.
Thanks for having it. It was fun.
Yeah, thank you.